Shabbat Shalom to those on YouTube. Shalom and welcome once again to another of our Shabbat teachings. And today we go into something a little deeper. And it's one of those teachings that I don't even want to do, but I have to do it because I never ever do not want people to feel as if I'm exalting myself or exalting what I'm called to do. But the Most High gave us to deliver, and we have to deliver it. I'm very uncomfortable doing this, and but it has to be done. Have to speak what we are given to speak. Now, you have heard me said many times here that there is a famine of the word, and there are very, very few people who are speaking the truth. As a matter of fact, you might have heard me say that there is no one that I can really listen to online to really get the truth of the scriptures. And I'm not saying it to be condescending or saying it to act as if I know everything. It is the truth. Sometimes the truth can sound so, I don't know, funny, but the truth is the truth. Yes? When I need to say the truth to bring myself down, I will. And I have. But when it's the truth, it's the truth. And there are very few people teaching the truth. And today, we have the age of itching ears, and we have the age of everybody having their own doctrine, everybody speaking what comes to their mind, and that becomes doctrine, and it's one big mess. But we here at Just a Word, the Most High has been showing us some things, and I don't even know where to start. But let's probably go into the word, and then as it comes, we will speak. So we begin, like how we have spoken many, many times, by laying foundations. We lay foundations with different foundational scriptures and foundations so that you will be able to fully understand what we have by the time we reach to the meat of the matter. So the foundation we're beginning with is that the Bible is about world rulership. The Bible is about world rulership. Job 9:24. Can you read it, please?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he?
So the earth is given and is in the hand of the wicked. The wicked led by the tabernacles of Edom. And they lead the world, while Jacob is the least in the world. As it said in 2 Ezra 6 verse 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the Most High is going to bring in his world leadership through the children of Jacob. So the Bible is about world rulership. The world is under the leading of the children of Esau. But in Revelation 11 verse 15, the Most High tells us he will take over rulership completely in the end.
And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Allure and of his Hamashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever.
And he shall reign forever and ever. That is after everything in the book of Revelation is executed. When the two witnesses come and execute their thing, then the kingdoms of this world will become the kingdoms of Allure, which means righteousness will be reigning supreme. Now, in the end time that we are in, we have to understand that the Bible is about the age that we are in. Importantly, what we have in the Bible It is about the account of a people who were at a certain age. When we have the New Testament was the age of the beginning of the new covenant. But the new covenant has two parts to it. It has the conversion, and then it has the execution of the end time judgments and promises of the Most High. What we have was the introduction to the new covenant. We did not have the end time promises being revealed in the Bible. What I'm going to show you today is that the Most High is bringing in a new era, and we're going to show all the prophecies in there. And that era is going to be a little different, is going to be confirmed in the Bible, but the Most High is going to show us the different things that will make us attain unto perfection in the end. So, the new covenant, the beginning of the new covenant, there were certain things that were revealed to the apostles. At the end of this age, there are certain things now that are going to be revealed to certain chosen people in the end times that will direct people as to the way to go to attain unto the Most High's promises. So let's look about Daniel's vision of the beast, which is for this time, the end time. We look at the fourth beast. Daniel 7, verses 15 to 22. Hold on. And please, by the way, if you know any pastors, please share this with them, because it's very important for those who are teaching the word to understand this. And the Most High showed us, and we're going to show you that He showed us that we have to bring it out to all those people who are preaching. Daniel 7:15.
I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
All right. So this is what it's about. It's about the saints taking the kingdom, and the Most High directing us as to how we will proceed as saints on our way to taking the kingdom. These instructions, by the way, were not given in the New Testament directly. And there are certain little things that the Most High is showing us in the end that people see it. Because if you know, we have our prophecy channel, Jaw Prophecy. And several prophecies are coming through that. And there are some things there that some people, might find uncomfortable. And we're going to share one of them in the end as an example to show you this everlasting gospel being revealed to us. And I remember saying some time ago that just as the Most High had certain revelations to the apostles in the end time, now He is going to have new revelations to His set apart people in the end time. And this is what is happening, and this is what we want to highlight today. Where were you? Verse?
We come forever 18. I'm 19 now.
We are at verse 19 now.
Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
This is the fourth beast that they are putting together today. If you're watching this, the beast does not refer to an animal. The beast refers to a world power that is so powerful, nothing can touch it. And that is with what they are organizing today. They call it the fourth industrial revolution. It is the fourth beast that is being assembled on this earth, a one world government when all the governments in the world are going to come together. And this beast is going to be the most evil. It says, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass. It is going to be so evil. And you will see. Just today, I saw a video in which Donald Trump was announcing the digitizing of the health sector. He signed some digital thing for the health sector. This is what they plan for the whole world. Digital, so that you have to have something, some digital thing inside of you, or you have their number to be able to participate in their health system. And they are going to tell you that this is expeditious, it is this, it is that. The Bible tells you, if you take the mark, and we're going to look at it, the Bible tells you, if you take it, then you are going to be tormented forever and ever before the Messiah and before the angels. Yes, we are at that time, people. Continue.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
So this is where we're at, people. They are planning these wars against us. And we have been getting these revelations here about the end times when they will be hunting us down and all of those things. We are in that time. So those of you who are listening to it, you will have a choice. It is either you bow to the system and your soul will be damned forever, or you participate or you reject their system and become an enemy of the state, in which you will be hunted like animals in order to put you in prison camps and to kill you and all of that. That is what this beast is coming. You see this world looking normal and looking as usual. You have no idea what is being planned behind doors. Okay? All right. So let's let Etikan, the dream of the fourth kingdom. Etikan will give us the dream that he had of the fourth kingdom. People, most of the things that we have here, that we are saying, the Most High has put us together with a group of people who have, the Most High has revealed a lot of things too. A lot of the things that we have been teaching and preaching about. I've been out there as a lone soldier out there a lot of the times, teaching and preaching. People hear, people don't hear. The Most High has put us together with persons who he has given the word. These persons have been given the word sometimes long years before, and he has put us together to confirm much of what we have been saying, almost all of what we have been saying over the years. So with each teaching here, we will be giving a prophetic dream. Go ahead, please.
Shalom, everyone. So this dream I titled Question 4 of the exam. So the dream started with me being in a classroom, and it was like I was writing an exam. And I was at the end of the exam. So writing the exam, I was writing it, and then I had question 1, question 2, and question 3, which were completed. And so I was ready to give my question paper back to the teacher. And then when I handed the question paper back to the teacher, she scanned through my paper, and then she said, "But you haven't done question 4." So I was confused because I thought I checked everything. But then she said that there was a question 4 that was not completed. So she gave me back the question paper, and then she told me that I need to complete question 4. And then there's certain instructions that she gave me for question 4, which I won't necessarily share here. But then she told me that I have to complete question 4 before I can give her back the question paper. So when I woke up from the dream, I understood that question 1, 2, 3 represents the ages that we've gone through. So those would be the the ages of the beast system. And then question 4 is the question paper that I didn't see, which she had to tell me to go accomplish, which is the fourth industrial revolution.
All right. So that's the fourth kingdom. And some of these dreams, people will hear them and don't know the understanding, but we get the understanding because we are together and the Most High shows us where we are focused. So the fourth kingdom is also spoken about in 2nd Baruch. So let's go to 2nd Baruch to see the fourth kingdom. 2nd Baruch. It's 2nd Baruch 39, I said.
39.
39, I think. Let me see. 2nd Baruch 39, verses 1 to 8.
And he answered and
Hold on, I'm not there.
sorry.
All right, go ahead.
And he answered and said unto me, Baruch, this is the interpretation of the vision which you have seen. As you have seen, the great forest which lofty and rugged mountains surrounded, this is the word. Behold, the days come, and this kingdom will be destroyed, which once destroyed Sion, and it will be subjected to that which comes after it. Moreover, that also again after a time will be destroyed, and another, a third, will arise, and that also will have dominion for its time, and will be destroyed. And after these things, a fourth kingdom will arise.
Hold on. I'm sorry about that. You're not seeing it on the screen. Sorry about that. Let me get it. Where is it? Okay. All right, go ahead now.
And after these things, a fourth kingdom will arise, whose power will be harsh and evil far beyond those which were before it.
It's the same thing you're talking about now, this fourth kingdom. Harsh.
And it will rule many times as the forest on the plain, and it will hold fast for times, and will exalt itself more than the cedars of Lebanon.
All right, so this kingdom has been ruling for some time. This fourth kingdom, Rome, has been ruling from in the time of Hamashiach. As Hamashiach, they were under Roman control. And the Romans reigned for a while after Hamashiach until they went down. But then they came with the Holy Roman Empire, which reigned for a time. I think it was 1,000 years. And then they went down. And then when they went down, Rome with the papacy continued in the shadows and has been reigning in the shadows ever since, approving leadership in this world, and everything came through Rome. Now, Rome has set up itself in many different ways on this earth through its children. The last we have was the British, and then the Americans became the rulers of this world. So Rome is still evident today, the fourth kingdom. And this final part of the fourth kingdom, which are the toes, this is when the world, things will get really, really, really evil, so that the Most High has to come and to destroy their kingdom. Go ahead.
After these things, and by it the truth will be hidden, and all those who are polluted with iniquity will flee to it, as evil beasts flee and creep into the forest.
All who are polluted with unrighteousness or iniquity will flee to it. You see? Will flee to it. That's why so many people flee to America. Polluted with unrighteousness and iniquity. I didn't say it. This word said. Continue.
And it will come to pass, when the time of its consummation...
Hold on, before we go any further. And remember, we were saying that this is the fourth kingdom, and we were speaking about them coming with their mark and everything. Those who are polluted with iniquity will run to it. Because those people who are so concerned about this world, about getting their way and having their way in this world, they will take the mark. They will run to it. Because when you tell them, do not take this and that, they're going to say, but I have to, I have to. Because they do not have the righteousness in them to be willing to reject the way of the beast. So they will run to the beast. Continue.
And it will come to pass, when the time of its consummation, that it should fall has approached, then the principate of my Mashiach will be revealed, which is like the fountain and the vine. And when it is revealed, it will root out the multitude of its host.
Okay. It's going. Yeah, go ahead.
And as touching that which you have seen, the lofty cedar, which was left of that forest, and the fact that the vine spoke those words with which you did hear, this is the word.
All right, don't go any further. Let me get back myself moving here. Yeah, frozen. All right. Okay, I got it. So this is the beast. Now, speaking about the beast, was it yesterday morning? Was yesterday morning I got this dream? Oh, this one is for me. Let me get you out. All right. Yesterday. Was it? It was yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday I got this dream about a beast, and I dreamt that a demonic looking face was coming towards me, ugly and changing as it comes. And it would come before my face and I would stand up against it and then it would back off. And I don't remember what I was saying initially. And then it came back into my face. And it was changing its features. And one of the times it came back, you see a whole lot of eyes springing up in it and a whole lot of eyes. And then it came back ugly. And then, as usual, I called on the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. And when I called on the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, it just went and just poof and just vanished. And when I got that dream, I was trying to figure out what does it mean. Because when I was doing this teaching, I did not include anything to do with the beast. And then when I picked up the scriptures, I turned to the shepherd of Hermas. And would you know that the page I turned to, it was about the end time beast. And that was the Most High directing me as to what he wants you to know. The beast that is in the end, the fourth kingdom, the nature of the beast. So let's go to Hermas and the beast. Hermas and the beast. What page was it again? All right, coming up. It was 22. 22.
PDF 22.
A beast and a bride, it is called. It's speaking about the end time. It's speaking about the tribulation in the end time. It is speaking about now. This time in our existence where the beast will be persecuting the people. It's going to tell you how to overcome the beast, among other things. So let's begin.
What I saw, brothers and sisters, 20 days after the previous vision occurred, was a foreshadowing of the impending persecution. I was going into the country by the Capernaum way. The place is a little over a mile from the public road and is easily reached. So, as I was walking by myself, I asked Yahuwah to complete the revelations and visions that he showed to me through his holy assembly. in order that he might strengthen me and grant repentance to his servants who had stumbled, so that his great and glorious name might be glorified, because he considered me worthy to show his wonders to me. And as I was glorifying him and giving him thanks, the sound, as it were, of a voice answered me, "Do not be double minded, Hermes."
All right. So this is the first clue about the beast in the end. If you are double-minded, the beast is going to defeat you. The first instruction he gave Hermas, do not be double-minded. If you don't understand what double-mindedness is, it is basically do not serve Yahuwah and Mammon. Do not focus on this word and be focusing on the word. You have to be single-minded, which means your heart has to be fixed on the Most High and on Him and His ways only. Or else, the beast is going to get you. I'm warning the people out there. You might be watching this, and you might not be 100% focused on the Most High. If you do not give up this world, the beast is going to get you. And if the beast gets you, it's eternal damnation, eternal torment. Yes? You have to make up your mind. What do you want? This is the time of the end of the age when we have to make hard decisions for ourselves. What do you want? Continue.
I began to discuss this with myself and to say, how can I be double-minded when I have been so firmly established by Yahuwah and have seen glorious things?
How can I be double-minded when I'm so firmly fixed on Yahuwah? Yeah? And have seen exalted things. Because this is what believers will ask themselves today. How can I be double-minded? Yes? I am so firmly established in Yahuwah like a rock. And I've seen so many of his miracles and everything. How can I be double-minded? Let's go to the wilderness. Hebrews 3, 7-15. The result of double-mindedness in the wilderness, even though they saw his power, they were double-minded when challenged. Very important. It is when challenged. Because it is nice to say now, okay, I'm going to stand up. I'm not going to take this thing. I'm not going to bow to them. But when you are challenged, that is when your weakness comes in. That's when you realize you start making excuses and start saying, oh, it's a lie. This thing is not as bad as it is. It's okay. I can take it. Hebrews 3, 7-15. Let me get it on the screen, please. Go ahead, please.
Wherefore, as the Ruach HaKadosh saith, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, as in the provocation, in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years.
40 years. These people saw Yahuwah's work for 40 years, and yet still ended up being double-minded. So don't think that because of where you are now, and you are firmly fixed on the Most High and everything, when the pressure comes, that's when we are going to know who is double-minded. And let me tell you something. In the book, The Ascension of Isaiah, it tells us that very few true believers will be left in the earth when the Messiah comes. You hear people saying that, oh, I can't wait for the Messiah to come. And so it's only a few will be left. Because when the anti-Messiah, because there's an anti-Messiah system that is coming, when that system puts on the pressure, no matter how much miracles you see in Yahusha's name, that is when you are going to bow. Because the proving point is that they love not their lives unto the death. If you are not willing to die for righteousness, then when the pressure comes on you, you are going to bow. Continue.
Wherefore I was grieved with that generation, and said, they do always err in their hearts, and they have not known my ways. So I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest.
So because we err in our heart, the Most High says he's grieved with them, they shall not enter my rest. Yahuwah does not play. When his judgment comes, he's very serious. Verse 12.
Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief, in departing from the living allure. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin.
So sin will deceive us and harden us so that we turn away from Yahuwah, and Yahuwah will reject us. And we will run to the beast because our iniquities will grab us and make us gravitate towards the beast. Verse 14.
For we are made partakers of Hamashiach, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
You see this condition? That is why Hamashiach said, you have left your first love, as one of the things in the conditions in the assemblies. He said, I have one thing against you, you have left your first love. You have to hold the beginning of your confidence steadfast unto the end. So you always have to be on fire for Yahusha. Always. You cannot be on fire at the beginning and then you slacken up and you're gone back into this world. Nothing there for you. Verse 15.
While it is said, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation.
So when you hear the Most High's voice, do not harden your heart. Turn, listen and turn and obey him. And let's continue with the Hermas and the beast here. I know how far did it go? Up. Yes. Hermas and the beast. Continue.
And I went on a little further, brothers and sisters, and behold, I saw a cloud of dust rising up, as it were to heaven. And I began to say to myself, maybe some cattle are coming and raising a cloud of dust. And it was about 200 yards away from me. As the cloud of dust grew larger and larger, I began to suspect that it was something supernatural. Then the sun shone a little more brightly, and behold, I saw a huge beast, like some sea monster, and from its mouth flaming locusts were pouring out. And the beast was about 100 feet long, and it had a head like a ceramic jar.
Something like this I saw. I had something similar to a jar. Continue.
And I began to cry and to beg Yahuwah to rescue me from it. And I remember the word that I had heard, do not be double-minded, Hermas.
You see, as soon as the pressure comes, Hermas get flustered. Yes, until he remembered the word. And that is what the word means when it says, faith cometh from hearing, and hearing by the word. So he heard and remembered the word, and then do not be double-minded. Continue.
So, brothers and sisters, having put on the faith of Yahuwah, and remembering the great things he had taught me, I took courage and faced the beast. And the beast was coming on with such a rush that it could have destroyed a city. I came near it, and huge though it was, the sea monster stretched itself out on the ground and merely thrust out its tongue, and did not even twitch until I had passed by it.
All right, so this is Emunah. Emunah makes us overcome the beast. If we are double-minded, the beast is going to overcome us. Yes? It's Emunah, our faith, that makes us overcome the beast. All right? We'll soon come back to Hermas. All right? Malkati. Wait. I want to get the... no. Double-mindedness in the wilderness. It's a tree. Where did he associate this with the tree again?
The trees for the gathering.
Hmm?
That's for the those who are who are not firm in faith will break.
Oh, yes, I got it now. Malkati. All right, so we are going to give another dream. Let me get this thing off here. You shouldn't be there.
Sit down.
Up.
Thank you.
All right. So my sister here is going to give a dream that she got that matches up with this here that we read in Hermas. Pull down the microphone a little bit. Yeah, let's pull down. Yeah. Go ahead, check it for me, please.
My check.
Go ahead.
My check.
Go.
My check.
Which one is that? That is the black one. It's number 3. Okay. Go again.
My check.
Go again.
My check.
All right, go.
Shalom, everyone. So I had a dream.
When did you have the dream?
Yesterday was Thursday night, maybe, or Thursday morning, early in the morning.
Yeah.
So we're on like a beach, and we're on 2 big trees. Etikan.
It doesn't mean. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the tree, Etikan was in one of the big trees, and I was in the other one, and the tree that he was on. There was the branches made like a hole, and he was kicking that branches through, on the tree that he was on. The other tree that I was on, there was this long, thick branch going from the tree all the way down, and he said, "Be careful of the branches; they will break." And anyways, I slid down on that long branch, and then he came down. That's it.
So, Etikan, what do you got from it?
Shalom, everyone. So what we got from that dream is
Cool.
so what we got from that dream is obviously the tree is the that would be the tree, and then the branches are the that would be Yasharal, because Yasharal is the branch that is that is the natural branch of the tree, and then the Gentiles would be those grafted into the tree. So she says that she saw me on a tree, and the tree bark had holes, and I was kicking branches back into the tree. So that would be symbolic of the coming in, or the regrafting in of Yasharal back into their tree. And then she was on her own tree, and then I said to her, be careful, some of those branches might break. So that means that in this regathering of Yasharal back into his tree, there's going to be a lot of Yasharal that are going to be brittle and who will break.
Yeah, and a lot of Yashal who will be brittle and who will break, and that break will come. That breaking will come through lack of emunah. Because Shaul told us in Romans 11 that, let me get this thing going. Yeah, Shaul told us in Romans 11 that emunah has to do with this grafted in. The importance of that, people, is the end time now that we're dealing with. Emunah is going to be important. Let me get to the scriptures. Let me get somewhere so we can get the scriptures. Let me go to Romans 11 to show you what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to go to somewhere else. Romans 11. To show you emunah. Start from verse 30.
Verse 30.
He was speaking to the Gentiles.
For as ye in times past have not believed allure, yet now have obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, as through your mercy they also may obtain mercy.
So the Most High is getting back into the olive tree. Staying on the tree is through emanah, through faith. Now, look at verse verse 23.
And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for Yahuwah is able to graft them in again.
So belief is what is the most important thing, or faith is the most important thing. It is lack of faith that made the children of Yashrael in the wilderness not enter into Yahuwah's rest. It is also a lack of faith in this end time that will make people join themselves to Yahuwah and then fall off the tree. Now, this is a warning, my people. This is not religion. The Most High, and we're going to show you that the time of His grace is over. That it is now the time of the obedient. It's the time of emunah, or faith, which leads to obedience. Okay? So we looked at Yashrael being grafted back in. Yeah, we just looked at that. So let's look a little more of the danger of unbelief. Because this is what is messing up people today. This is why people are riveted when people with the Most High says, "Come out of her, my people." And people sit staring and cannot move. It is unbelief. Most of us who say we are believers today, we don't have emunah, we don't have the faith that is required to be a true believer. We are merely being religious. We only hear the word and we sit and we study the word as if we are in school. And the word comes to us and we cannot respond because we do not have the emunah. But what happens when you don't have faith? The Most High wants to have nothing to do with us. So Hebrews 4:8-11 tells us, 6-11 tells us the danger of lacking emunah. Hebrews 4 verses 6-11.
Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. Again, he limiteth a certain day, saying in Dawood, "Today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if ye will hear his word, his voice,
Harden not your hearts." Continue.
For if Yahusha had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day?
So if Joshua had given them rest, this Jesus here is a mistranslation. It should be Yahusha. And let me just show it to you quickly for those who might not believe. Let me go to compare 4:8. And if you look at the screen, you will see BBE. If Joshua, this is speaking about Joshua, not Yahusha Hamashiach. Joshua. BSB, if Joshua. Sifa, if Yahusha, which is Joshua. CEV, if Joshua. The Darby took up the mistranslation of the KJV and said Jesus. ESV says Joshua. Geneva, Jesus, same thing from the King James Version. GNB, Joshua. ISV, Joshua. JUB, Joshua. So everybody knows KJV with Jesus. Everybody knows that this is referring to Joshua in the wilderness. So if Joshua had given them rest, and the people say that the Bible is the inerrant word of the Most High, that's a lie. This was an error. Very, very plain error. All right, so if Joshua had given them rest in the wilderness, then would he not have spoken of another day? Verse 9.
There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Allur.
So a rest remains for the people of Yahuwah. So if we want to partake of that rest, we must have emunah. We must have faith. Continue.
For he that is entered into his rest, he also hath ceased from his own works, as the Lord did from his.
Continue.
Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Of unbelief. It is lack of emunah that is killing us. Of course, we're still laying the foundation. We have not even reached to the gospel as yet. We're still laying the foundation. All right? All right, overcoming the beast through faith. Oh, we did that already. So what we're going to look at now, we're going to look at the colors of the beast that was in Shepherd of Hermas. The colors of the beast that is in the Shepherd of Hermas will let us know who or what nature the beast takes today. Shepherd of Hermas was written way back in those Bible days, around the time of Apostle Shaul, because Hermas, I think his name is in the Bible, I think. It was written back in those days. But guess what? It tells you the colors of the beast today, and we're going to show you the beast. The Bible is about world domination, world control. The colors of the beast. Hermas 22:10. Read it, please.
And the beast had 4 colors on its head, black, then the color of fire and blood, then gold, and then white.
Black, red, gold, white. Yeah? Those are the colors. Those are the colors of the beast. In Psalm 74:4, it tells us what these nations actually do with their flags. Psalm 74:4.
Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. They set up their ensigns for signs.
Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy people, thy congregations. So these nations, they roar, which means they dominate our people. They set up their ensigns. The word ensigns here means flags. They set up their flags for signs. So all you have to do, a lot of the things in the Bible, you just have to go to the flags of the nations and you get the understanding. So black, red, and gold flags. Now we haven't dealt with white. You see, we underscore white. The nations in this world that have black, gold, 5 nations: Angola, East Timor, Germany, Uganda, and Belgium. Now, of these 3, 2 of these are world powers. Angola has no power. Angola is where the first set of our people were shipped from Angola. Angola has no power. East Timor, where is East Timor? Anybody can tell me? Nobody knows East Timor, so it cannot be East Timor. Uganda is an East African nation. No power. So we are left with Germany and Belgium. If anyone knows these 2 nations, they know the powers that operate through these nations. Germany, one of the greatest industrialized nations in the world, one of the top economies in the world, and one of the top powerhouses. Belgium, a silent assassin in the background, that is the home of, let's look at the beast and the European Union. The beast and the European Union. Bible is about world power, and these are the people who are the problems. The children of Edom, Brussels and the European Union. Brussels, Belgium is considered the de facto capital of the European Union. You see that? That's the headquarters of the beast. This beast system that we have is operating through the children of Europe. European based and executed through Edomites, like the people of the United States. These are Europeans. If you look at the composition of the United States, most of them are British, Germans, French, what's the other one? I forgot most of I was looking at it. Italians, all of these are the same people, the tabernacles of Edom. Now, this is where the power is. Brussels, Belgium is considered the de facto capital of the European Union, having a long history of hosting a number of principal European Union institutions within its European quarter. The EU has no official capital, but Brussels hosts the official seats of the European Commission, Council of the European Union, and European Council, as well as a seat, officially the second seat of the European Parliament. This is the headquarters of Europe. Europe is spearheading the beast system today. Now, these represents the nations. Brussels represents the nations. If you watch our teachings, we always tell you that Babylon has to do with the end time destruction of Babylon, physical Babylon. It has to do with the nations, and we're going to show you the scripture, and the merchants. So Brussels is the headquarters of the nations, of the parliament, and all of those things that make the laws that govern the world indirectly. Yes? In cahoots with the United States. Now, we have also the white. Remember, it is black, gold, red, and white. But we have another country that is the power of Babylon. And that country uses red and white. So Brussels represents the nations. There is a country, you're so smart. There is a country that represents the merchants. And that country's flag is red and white.
So what's that?
The power of Babylon equal the kings of the earth led by the European Union, and let's look at the next one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let me find it. What did I do with it? There is a slide that I'm missing. All right, let me go to. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So there is another European powerhouse that rules the world. And this is the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum is an international advocacy non-governmental organization and think tank based in Colony, Canton of Geneva, Switzerland. Geneva, Switzerland. And their color of their flag is red and white. Let me get the color of the Swiss flag online, please. Swiss flag, just for the sake of reference. Can you see it? Yeah, that's the color of the Swiss flag. The Belgian up top, the Swiss flag down the bottom. The Swiss flag is red and white. Remember, the beast was black, gold, red, and white. So what we have here is the power of Babylon. Brussels, Belgium, represents the kings of the earth, led by the European Union. Switzerland represents the merchants of the earth, led by the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum was founded by a German, red, yellow, and black again, Klaus Schwab. The German founded the World Economic Forum and has been 54 years, I think, since he has had it going, and he just retired. And guess who took over from him again? A Norwegian, another European, took over from him. These people are so slick and so smart people. Do not be fooled. The power base is in Europe. The World Economic Forum, let me get a little more of the understanding of what the World Economic Forum is. Here is it. Yeah. Yeah. It was founded on 24th January 1971 by German engineer Klaus Schwab. German held on for it for 54 years. The foundation is mostly founded by its 1,000 member multinational companies. You see it? 1,000 multinational companies, and we know the multinational companies rule the world. This is how the world is ruled by people. Through the nations led by the Europeans, and through the multinational companies led by the Europeans. Let's go to the Bible and see where it shows us that this is what would happen. Revelation 18:9-11.
And the kings of the earth.
Hold on. When Babylon is destroyed, here is what happens. First, we have the kings of the earth. These are the nations that are led through Belgium, the European Union. Continue.
And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Now, the kings of the earth have lived deliciously with her. Look at Europe. Europe is so small, and the countries are so small. Yet still they are economic powerhouses. How do they do it? Through their manipulation and control of Babylon. One of the richest countries in the world is Luxembourg. It is so tiny. Many people don't even know, but it's one of the richest countries in the world. Why? Through Babylon's system. The Netherlands have about 17 million people living there. Yet still the Netherlands is a world power. One of the richest countries in the world. All the European countries, some of the richest in the world, based on what? Their manipulation and control of the Babylonian system, this very same system. Yes? Verse 10.
Standing afar off, for the fear of a torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth...
There we go. There's Babylon again. You have the nations, and then you have the merchants. Verse 11. So the kings of the earth, that is through the European Union. The merchants through the World Economic Forum. Continue.
And the merchants of gold.
Of the earth. 11.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more.
So there you have it. This is the beast in the end that is rising up, right? United States and all of those countries rising up with this beast system. And of course, the beast system now consists of every nation in the world, because every country now joins up in this new world order. All right? Yeah. Why was I? Did I have that? Sometimes I have something that I don't know why. All right. So, the Most High has long been preparing us for this battle, because we are at the tail end of this battle today. If you're a believer and you have been studying these things, you know where we are, that we are right near the end. Yeah? And the Most High has long been preparing us for this battle. The Most High has a plan for his people to be perfected in the end. And through this plan, it began with Adam, because the whole plan of mankind is to get us right back to Adam before he sinned. And so the Most High has executed an elaborate plan that has taken thousands of years. And you wonder, how does the Most High have so much patience? Thousands of years for it to come true. Romans 5:12-21. Let's see that plan that the Most High had. Go ahead.
Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned.
One man, that's Adam. Continue.
For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace of Elohim, and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahushua HaMashiach, hath abounded unto many.
All right. So he's speaking about the law. He says death reigned from Adam to Moses. So the law was given because of sin. The law was a placeholder for Hamashiach. So when Hamashiach came, grace came. Because in one place it says, for the law came through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yahushua Hamashiach. Now we are in the era of grace. Very important. But the era of grace is going to come to an end. Grace is an opportunity for us to not be punished because of what we did, to give us an opportunity to find mercy because we have obeyed and turned around and changed and repented. So grace is given for us to repent. But there is going to come a time, and the time is upon us, when the Most High will not take our repentance. It has happened so many times before in the scripture. So many times. We can read it even in the book of Psalms 81, in the book of Proverbs 1, 22 onwards to the end. It tells you that when he calls, if you don't answer, he is going to take away his mercy, and when you call him, he's going to laugh at you. He's going to mock you when your fear comes upon you. Yes? You see, the reason I tell you that this teaching is important. This might be the last chance for many people to turn to Yahuwah. I'm telling you. Because we have been teaching and we have been preaching so long, nobody is responding. And he has shown us, and we're going to show you later on, that the time of grace is over. This might be the last chance. Might sound funny or strange. Verse 16.
And not as it was by one that sinned, so is the gift. For the judgment was by one to the condemnation, but the free gift is of many offenses unto justification. For if by one man's offense death reigned by one, much more they which receive abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one, Yahushua HaMashiach.
It's showing us the power of accepting Yahushua HaMashiach, which brings life. Okay? But for the end times, accepting HaMashiach is only part of the puzzle. You cannot just accept HaMashiach and you're already in the kingdom. Yes?
Yes.
No, the Most High is showing you, is getting you ready for the greatest thing that ever happened in the world. I want you to think about this. What is about to happen is the greatest occurrence ever in the history of the world. It is when the world is going to be brought together finally in righteousness and will never ever be led by unrighteousness again. Never ever ever. So do you think it's going to be easy for you to get into that kingdom? That perfectly righteous kingdom? Do you think you can just say, okay, I have Jesus? We showed earlier that the children of Yasharal, they saw his wonders and everything, and they still sinned. We showed you Hermas, who thought he was right and perfect with Yahuwah, and when he saw the beast, he got worried. Until he remembered, don't be double-minded. And single-mindedness stripped in. So this is the greatest thing to happen to mankind. And if you don't believe it is happening, you're going to see soon, when you see the beast starting to roll out his system, and you're going to remember, oh, Kazakh told me. But then it might be too late. And we don't want it to be too late. We want you to listen to this and to hear. And there are things that are going to more requirements that are necessary, just as when Hamashiach was revealed to the apostles, the things they revealed, the Pharisees were against it. Why do you think Shaul wrote so many letters? Eh? They were coming in and they were saying, no, this is how it is done. That's what the Bible says. This is it. But the Most High gave revelations to his apostles and his prophets to let them know that it is not business as usual. This now is going to be required. And we did some teachings earlier that showed us that with every covenant, the Most High gives a higher level, requires a higher level of righteousness. This final entry into the kingdom requires a level of righteousness that you never ever can ever figure out. High level of righteousness. But it begins with commitment. So those who are listening who might not have committed themselves, this is your chance to turn to the Most High and avoid being gobbled up by the beast. Continue.
Therefore, as by the offense of one judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. For as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous.
By the what of one?
Obedience.
We're going to show you people the importance of obedience. By the obedience of one. You see what makes us perfect? Obedience. Yes? Because Hamashiach showed obedience to Yahuwah. So Adam was disobedient and Yahusha was obedient. But Yahusha said, and his word said, that he that saith he abideth in him ought himself so to walk, even as he walked. So he was obedient, we also have to be obedient. Simple. Verse 20.
Moreover, the law entered, that the offense might abound. But where sin abounded, grace did much more abound. That as sin hath reigned unto death, even so might grace reign through righteousness unto eternal life by Yahushua HaMashiach our Master.
So through Yahushua HaMashiach came grace. Might grace reign through what? Righteousness. So grace is not a license to sin. Grace is an opportunity for us to make right that which was wrong. So if we were in error, his grace is to make sure that we take ourselves out of the error. All right? So that was Hamashiach. So the law came by Moses, but grace and truth by Hamashiach. So because of sin, we were given the law to show us what sin is. Then we had the grace that came through Hamashiach. So we turn from sin. It's a process. John 1:14 to 18.
And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spoke. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace. For the law was given by Moshe, but grace and truth came by Yahushua HaMashiach.
So what we are saying that every single what you call it? Covenant, yes. Every single covenant, there is something that is different. Grace and truth came through Yahushua HaMashiach. John 1:18.
No man hath seen Alua at any time, the only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him.
And there is some people are saying that Yahusha is Yahuwah. That verse is telling you no man hath seen Yahuwah at any time. His Son has declared him. Romans 6:1-2. So Now that we are in grace, as I was saying earlier, we must not go back into sin. The reason we are telling you this is that when we have grace now today, there is a cut-off time when the Most High is going to cut off us being in grace and then going back in sin. Romans 6, 1-2.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Yahuwah forbid. How shall we, that are dead to sin, live any longer therein?
So, when we come into grace, no more sin. No more sin. But what do we have? We have people today going back into sin, frustrating the grace of Yahuwah. Now, as we said, every covenant there is something new. And after Hamashiach left, he taught some things and then he gave some of the teachings through the apostles. And he said it in John 17. Let me go back there. John 17, about verse 20, I think. John 17:20, he said it.
Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word.
Through?
Their word.
So the Messiah allows them to have their word. And let's see the implication of their word. Revelation of the good news of grace given to the apostles. So the Messiah taught them certain things. But, and this is one thing that like the Hebrew Israelites cannot understand. When they are saying that Israelites only can be saved, one of their arguments is that, oh, the Messiah said, I came only for the lost sheep of the house of Yeshua. So he didn't come for any nation. But after that, revelations were given to Shaul and the other apostles that Gentiles were to receive the good news. Hamashiach said, go not in the way of the Gentiles, when he was here. But after I left, he left the revelation to them. And with Kepha, rise, kill, and eat. And Yahuwah said, don't call anything that I've sanctified unholy. And then when he went to the Gentiles, he realized what Yahuwah was saying. And then when he spoke to the Gentiles, they received Ruach HaKadosh. And then he said, but they received Ruach HaKadosh. That means, why must we not baptize them? And he baptized them. Revelation. Not written in the scriptures, but it does not contradict the scriptures, because it was prophesied in the scriptures that the Gentiles shall come to your light. So the revelations of the end time that we are telling you people, they are going to match scriptures, but they're not going to be evident. They're not going to be 100% evident. They can pick up a verse and say this. There was no verse that could tell Kepha that. Because when Kepha was told to rise, kill, and eat, he said, well, from I was a youth, I've never ever eaten anything unclean. So he was misunderstanding what the Most High said. It was only when certain things happened that he realized what the Most High meant. These are revelations. And revelations are going to come in these end times, and these are coming in the end times. And if you do not open your ears, you're going to be like the Pharisees who rejected it and were doomed. Let's look at the revelation to the apostles. Galatians 1, 11-12.
But I certify you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached of me is not after man. For I neither received it of man, neither was I taught it, but by the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach.
See it there? That's it. He was not taught it. It was not taught it. No one taught him. But received by the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach. I am telling you people, we are getting a lot of revelations. And we're going to show you one of them in the end. All right? As to how the Most High expects us. And it's in the scriptures, but it's not there plainly. Yeah? And he's showing also who he gives the authority to bring these things to him. Ephesians 3, verses 3 to 5.
How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery.
All right. By revelation. The Most High has mysteries in his scripture. He sets the scriptures in a way that only certain people who he wants to understand will understand. Everybody will not get the understanding. Only chosen people will get the understanding. Read 3:3 again, please.
How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in few words, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Hamashiach,
Which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his kadosh apostles and prophets by the Ruach. By the Ruach. In other ages was not made known unto the sons of men. So now when we're talking, people are saying, but this and that, but this and that. No, it's a new thing. And we're going to show the Most High's prophecy that he's going to do a new thing. And then we're going to show you what the new thing is. We're going to open it up today, people. Just follow us. So the apostles, Shaul, etc., they were given things that were not given to the people at the time, which is why they had so many arguments. Because religious people cannot understand revelations. And that is why people today are so miserable when they sometimes see some things. Because they are using the wisdom of this world. And I speak about it all the time. The wisdom of this world they are using to understand the ways of the Most High. The wisdom that they learned in their classroom. That is what they are using to understand. They go, they study the Bible, boop, that says that, and that. And they think they know it. Revelation is important. And that we are seeing here at Just a Word. Since the Most High has brought us together here, and you see the prophetic ruach, and the Most High just synergistically just putting everything in place, matching up teachings with prophecy, you realize how important the revelations are. Okay? So after Hamashiach came, he came to John. And the book of Revelation was given, which shows us things to come after the opening of the New Testament. Yes, we are still in the New Testament, but after the beginning of the New Testament, the book of Revelation shows things to come. Revelation 1, verse 1 to 3.
The revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach, which Elohim gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
All right. Things which must shortly come to pass. This is what Revelations is about. You have to look into the book of Revelation and be able to understand it, to see the instructions that are in it for the things that are to come. Continue.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
All right. So the Most High gave Yahushua Mashiach the revelation, and he gave it to his angel, who gave it to John, who gave it to us. Continue.
Who bear record of the word of Elohim, and of the testimony of Yahushua Hamashiach, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of his prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Look at that. Baruch is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. We're going to show you that this end time manifestation of how to operate in the end times, that is through the book of Revelation that is given. And many people do not want to read the book of Revelation, and many people cannot understand it because it was not given unto us. It is difficult to understand. Difficult. So let's look at the things to come. The foundation of the things to come that were not given to Apostle Shaul and the rest of them. That's what we're trying to say, that there are things that were not given to them now that are being given to us in the end times. Some people might look at it and say, heresy. Heresy. But it's the truth. It is the truth. Isaiah 8, verse 20, let's see the foundation that we're coming from. Isaiah 8, verse 20.
Okay. Yes. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So all the talk I'm here talking, if I'm not speaking according to the law and the testimony, then I am in darkness. So let's go to the foundation of what we're talking about, that the Most High prophesied would happen. A new thing prophesied in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 43, verse 1 to 28. Man, I didn't even have this thing recording. Yeah.
Let me get part of it anyway.
Go ahead.
But now, thus saith Yahuwah,
Hold on, I don't have it on the screen. Isaiah 43. Go ahead.
but now, thus saith Yahuwah, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Yasharal, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am Yahuwah thy Eloah, the Holy One of Yasharal thy Saviour. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee, and people for thy life. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west.
All right, so this is speaking about the end time gathering. Continue.
I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, I have made him. Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears. Let all the nations be gathered together, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this, and show us former things? Let them bring forth their witnesses, that they may be justified. Or let them hear, and say, it is true. Truth. Ye are my witnesses, saith Yahuwah, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no Eloah formed, neither shall there be after me. I, even I, am Eloah, and beside me there is no Savior. I have declared and have saved, and I have showed. When there was no strange God among you, therefore ye are my witnesses, saith Yahuwah, that I am Eloah. Ye, before the day was I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it?
So here now we get an understanding that it's speaking about Babylon. So when you see this about Babylon, you have to liken it to end time Babylon today. Go ahead.
Thus saith Yahuwah your Redeemer, the Holy One of Yasharal. For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all their nobles, and the Chaldeans, whose cry is in the ships. I am Yahuwah your Holy One, the Creator of Yasharal your King. Thus saith Yahuwah, which maketh a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters, which bringeth forth the chariot and horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct, they are quenched as tow.
So this is showing you that this is around the time of the destruction of Babylon, which is the time that we are in right now. We are right before the destruction of Babylon. Okay? Because Babylon is going to rise up itself and set up their beast system, and then it's going to be destroyed. Continue.
Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old.
There we go. That's what's going to happen, people. Don't remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Yahuwah is going to do a new thing. Yes? This is speaking about end time. In the end time, when it's time for Babylon, he's going to do a new thing. Don't remember the former things. It's a new thing he's going to do. Verse 19.
Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert.
There we go. Last week we did a teaching about the wilderness, about the 7 assemblies, and about the Philadelphia assembly being taken into the desert in the end time. This is the end time he's talking about. He's going to do a new thing. The everlasting gospel that we're speaking about is a new thing. It is not the same gospel that was given to the apostles and the early disciples. This end time gospel, it is going to be different, and it is going to come by revelation of the Most High, just as it did to Apostle Shaul and Kepha and all of them. Verse 20, it's a new thing. Verse 20.
The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert, to give drink to my people, my chosen. This people have I formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise.
Now the word formed here. These people we shall give drink in the wilderness. This word formed is a very interesting word because it actually means molded. It doesn't mean created. It means shaped into place. Where is it? Verse 21. Formed. Look at the meaning of formed. Probably identical with 833, 34. Through the squeezing into shape. To mold into a form. What does that tell you? It's the believers that he takes and brings them through all the hills and the gullies and the ups and the downs to mold them into perfection. To mold into a form, especially as a potter. And in Jeremiah 18, it tells you about the potter. When the potter is there making the clay. So this end time is speaking about his set apart people who he has molded into shape. He will bring a new thing for them. And that molding, that new thing has to do with the molding. The new thing will take them to where he expects or wants them to be. Some of the things that he's telling us, it's the same thing. It is a higher level of requirement than before. Continue, verse 22.
But thou hast...
Did we stop at 20? No, you can stop there. All right? Yeah, we can stop there. I think I'll stop there. All right, so he's going to do a new thing. And again, in the book of Daniel, the Most High told us and told Daniel to shut up the books till the end. Why shut up the books till the end? When the books are opened in the end, then the people will see what? The requirements for the end. Daniel 12, 1 to 10. We're going through several prophets through this today. Daniel, what did I say?
12, 1 to 10.
Oh. Go ahead, please.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble.
Talking about this tribulation here. A time of trouble. And Michael did had a dream related to this.
Yes. It's mine and Michael. Yes, mine and his.
Yours has it?
Mine also has it, yes. Okay. Michael, yes.
But what his dream was about what?
Where he was fighting the people who were unjustly kicking people out of a house. Evicting people out.
Okay. So, the time of trouble, Michael, the great angel, will stand up. Continue.
And it shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
All right. Michael, you'll have to come and give your dream. So we have our brother Michael or Michael here, and he got a dream that I believe manifests this verse here. So we're gonna let me get, where is that? All right, go ahead and give it.
All right, shalom everyone. I'm not a very big
Hold on.
dreamer.
Go ahead.
Shalom everyone. I'm not a very big dreamer like some of the others, but this particular one had caught my attention. And while everyone was sharing, I didn't think anything of it at first, but I decided to share. So in my dream, I was with another person, and I don't know who that person is. I can't recall their face. But we were at an apartment complex, and it was an apartment complex that had entrances from inside, like down a long hallway corridor. And some of the entrances were on the outside, like on a walkway path, and it was a two-story place. But people lived there, and they were being evicted. They were being kicked out. And this is not in my nature at all, but I had a sword with me, and I was dispatching with the people that were doing the evicting. And one of the, there was a manager's office at this complex. And I remember going to the manager's office and looking for the manager so I could dispatch them so the people could stay safe. And after all this, I remember walking away realizing that I was possibly going to go to jail for the rest of my life. And that's when I woke up because I got scared. So that was my dream.
So what do you call dispatching?
Dispatching, that was a nice, kind way
Yes.
of saying that I was doing away with the people that were kicking out the residents. It was a place for them that they were supposed to stay, and they were being evicted and booted out, and I had to put a stop to it. So that is totally against my nature, which is the reason why it shook me in my dream. And then I shared it with the group, and then Brother Etikan will give you the interpretation of all of that.
All right, go Ethican.
Shalom. So what we got from that dream was that that would be the symbolic of Michael standing up to finally defend Yasharal. So Yasharal would be symbolic of the people being kicked out of their own apartment building by the people who were evicting them out unfairly. So Michael is Brother Michael here. In his real name is Michael or Michael, and he would represent Michael, the archangel, who is coming to do away with the injustice that has been happening to Yasharal, them being evicted or disinherited from their inheritance.
All right. Yeah. So that is Daniel 12 verse 1. Continue, please. So what you are trying to show your people that the Most High is that the Most High is just bringing the prophecies with the word, bringing the dreams with the word to confirm the word, for us to be putting it out today. Go ahead.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
The wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. Only the wise. And of course, the wise means the spiritually wise. Verse 4.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that liveth for ever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half.
3.5 years. Continue.
And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my master, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go
thy
thy
way.
way, Daniel, for the
Words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. This is what we're telling you. The words are closed up and sealed till the times of the end, and now the time of the end, the Most High is opening up His words through revelations. Verse 10.
Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly.
And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So when you speak, only the spiritually wise will be able to understand what we are saying. Okay? So let's look at some confirmational dreams now. Now these dreams, as I said, it's a kind of a teaching that I hesitate to do because I don't want anyone to feel like we're exalting ourselves, or that I am exalting myself. But the Most High has shown us some things that we just have to speak it. I'm going to speak it about just one time. Not something that I'll be talking about over, just in this teaching here. I won't be speaking about it because I don't want it's a burden to put out things like these. But the dream about the pages falling from the roof.
That's my mom.
That's her. All right. Yes. Hadassah. That's you. A dream about the pages falling from the roof.
Did we do Era of Grace is over?
The era of grace. No, we haven't done it yet.
Okay. Alright.
All right.
For like I'm a pepper.
By the table. But don't tell the name of the place. Though. Don't tell
No,
the name
what?
of the place. Yeah. Hold on, let me get you on screen. All right, go ahead.
Shalom, everyone. It was 2025. I think 3 months ago, I had a dream. We were in the house where the house's roof was just opened, and I saw a lot of papers or pages coming through the roof, landing on Brother Kazak's table. And yeah, that was the dream.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. Let me see if Michael falling, clearing for the Michael saying, I mean, yeah. Changing the learning system. No, you are next again. All right. So hold on. So, Refumo, could you just repeat what she said and then give what you got from it?
Okay. So from what we got from my mom's dream is she saw the house that we were in, and then the roof opened up, and then as the roof opened up, pages fell from the sky, from above onto Brother Elder Eliyahu's desk where he works. A lot of pages just fell, and the papers were thin. They're
like Bible thin.
Yeah, like Bible pages, the thin pages that fell onto his desk, quite a few of them. And then she woke up. So as the teaching goes on, we'll understand. But for what I got from that, that was the deliverance of the everlasting gospel, because these are pages that are not in the Bible that you have. It's going to come through revelations, which will come through the Most High giving revelation. So this is not in. It is in your Bible in the context that it's there, but you would have to know how to find it. But it's the revelations that is going to work more for this gospel.
All right. So, another dream. A change in the learning system. Hold on there. A change in the learning system. Go ahead, sister.
Okay, I had this dream, I think last week. It is fairly new or fresh. So what happened, I was in my old boarding school, and it was during the time of summer holidays, and I was dragging my trunk out. Those who are in South Africa will understand when you go to the boarding school, you need to have a trunk, a metal trunk, and so that trunk will just carry your life, everything, your uniform, your food, everything, your books is there. So nothing else you must bring, even your blankets will be packed there. So I was on my way to the gate. Okay, the entire boarding school setup, it had four gates, four corners of the setup. So okay, fine. I was going to this particular gate, hoping to go out. So there was a man standing there with folders or files, And then I was coming, and then he said to me, "Okay, I want to see your principal." And the gate is locked. He was standing outside the gate because the gate also was locked. And then he asked me, "How are you going to go out of this gate? Because the very same gate is locked." Then I said to him, "We've got other 3 gates. Why don't you use the other 3 gates?" Then he said, "All of them are closed. That's why I'm here. I'm stuck." Okay, then I said, "Okay, give me those," because I'm inside, I'm still this side of the fence. "Give me the folders so that I can give them to the principal." Then he said to me, "These folders are very, very important. The entire area, it's like his area of jurisdiction is changing curriculum or syllabus. So the principal is supposed to get those folders as soon as possible." Then I said, "Okay, pass them to me. Let me just quickly go give them to him." And he was, I must say, he was very irritated because I should think of the gates being closed, or I don't know. Then I took the folders and I ran. I left my trunk there. I ran with the folders. The folders were written Brother Kazak's name, Kazak. There were many, a lot of them. So I ran with them back to the building. Then I woke up.
All right. Thank you very much. Itakan, can you tell what you got from that?
Shalom, everyone. So that one follows after the one, because at first we saw the papers falling in onto Alder's desk. So we didn't quite understand the dream when it first came until this one came on as a follow-up. So this one starts off with my mom being in a learning institution, a boarding school, and she's in an old boarding school, which is also symbolic on its own because it's the old learning system. So she's in an old boarding school, she's trying to leave, and then the gates are closed. She meets a man who's on the other side of the gate, and the man is irritated because everything is closed in. So then the man is trying to get to the principal, who we later realize is Alda, but there's something obstructing. So then my mom then offers to say that she can take the papers to the principal. And then these papers, the man says, are very, very important, and they need to get to him ASAP. So then the papers are then given to my mom, and then she runs to deliver them to Alda. Then the dream ends, which continues to show that it is the deliverance of the everlasting gospel, which is something very important, which is something secret, which is something currently secret because, as I'm saying, it only had Elder's name on it. So meaning that it would only come through revelation of everything that we're supposed to be getting in these last days. It only comes through revelation. That's how you get the everlasting gospel, because it is a new thing.
All right. And people will be hearing what we have been receiving and be fighting against it, just as the Pharisees fought against Hamashiach, just as they fought against their early disciples. All right? And you must understand that the Messiah set us apart, taking us out of the way of this world, in order for us to hold that which He has to give. And there's another dream about the standards changing. There's a dream about Michael failing Fumani. That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this dream also had before the curriculum change one, which was
Okay. Let me just give understanding. Numbers 12, verse 6. Numbers 12, yeah, verse 6. Read it, please.
And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahuwah, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream.
So if you don't understand the reason for these dreams, is that they are prophetic. Yeah? This is how the Most High speaks to his people. All right? And of course, we don't call ourselves prophets. We are just nobodies. But the Most High speaks to us. So we like to remain nobodies so the Most High can continue to give us his word. All right? So go ahead now.
Shalom. So this dream I had before these two dreams, which were shared now, but this one I didn't quite understand at the time until these later ones came, and its interpretation. But I had a partial understanding of it until now. So I titled this one "Michael and the Final Exam." So it was like we were in this great big school, and it was around the time of finals. Barely any students were there, as most had already finished their assessment. A little or few were still writing. This was the atmosphere of the entire dream. So it was a school, like as similar to my mom's one, there was not many people there. And in her one, she said everyone had gone. In my one, there was just a few left.
Go a little slower. Mhm.
Right, okay. So the professor of the school's name was Michael. And the professor was Michael, and he had given. So Fumani is a Bantu name that means leader, right? So Michael, the professor had given Fumani's class an assessment to hand in. He was walking, and he seemed like an easygoing teacher whose students didn't take too seriously. So that would represent grace, the time that we're in. For some reason, I told Fumani to let me know when he hands in his assessment so I can also do the same or help him to accomplish his. But to my surprise, he did not do that. So I said that would resemble disobedience. Okay, so disobedience, because as I'm saying, I had said that tell me before you hand in your assignment so I can help you, but that didn't happen, so that was disobedience. So I said that Fumani means leaders. So disobedience will lead, I wrote that disobedience leads to destruction. Okay, he instead went to Michael's office, and Michael was sitting down now, and he handed in his final assessment. The assessment was very slapdash, extremely untidy, and it had several numbers of questions left open, which he didn't even bother to answer. Again, grace. So that would represent the current requirements of the era of grace, meaning that the Most High has leniency. Even if you don't have everything 100% correct, he still can let you go past. So that is grace. Also, Just the type of writing was very clumsy and untidy, without any regard at all for a final assessment. Fumani then said, I kept it simple and not complicated, just like you have told us to do with our previous assessments. He was the first to hand in his assessment, while everyone else still worked diligently on theirs. I wasn't in the room, but through the Ruach of truth, I could see Michael scoring or marking the paper with terrible results, while he said, this assessment is different from all the others. He said it calmly, almost like he meant, what was enough for you to pass previously will not be enough for you to pass this final assessment at all. And then I woke up.
Wow. So what do you have to say on that as well?
So what I got from that dream, so the school final assessment would represent the final age that we're in, as the first dream that I shared was question 4, which is the final exam. And for this final exam, Fumani, which would represent, so every single time I say Fumani, here leaders. So leaders or people that the Most High has put are used to a low standard of grace. So with the grace, grace has been taken advantage of, and everyone has been passing assessments because of the era of grace, because the Most High has been lenient. So now when this assessment had come on, if the assessment was untidy, the assessment had questions open because they were used to the era of grace of how things were normally done. But then Michael goes and scores the assessment and fails everything and says that you cannot pass this assessment with the old standard because this is different. So that would be foreshadowing the everlasting gospel, which has a higher standard, the highest standard actually. So the era of grace would be over.
Yahuwah. Oh, praises. So we are in the era of the obedient. And this is one thing that I have to be telling people, that obedience comes first before understanding. We live in a system, in a world, in which we are told that we must understand before we do. So what do? When people ask us anything, we have to get the full understanding before we act. But that is not how the Most High wants us to operate. That's not how His word is. That's the way of the world, not the way of the word. The way of the word is that you do before you understand. You obey before you understand. And let me tell you something. This is one of the things that is the death of believers on the internet. Everybody going around grabbing for this, grabbing to that. And you have to explain everything to the T before they hear and they say, okay, now I understand, before they can obey. With the Most High, you first have to do, obey, and then He gives you the understanding. That's how it goes spiritually. Psalm 111 verse 10, please.
The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do His commandments.
A good understanding have all they that do. So you do, and then you get understanding. You don't understand first, and then you do. His praise endureth forever. If you match that up with Psalm 119 verse 73 now, put them together and you're going to see the result.
Jod, thy hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments.
You see it? Give me understanding that I may learn thy commandments. A good understanding of all they that do His commandments. So what do? We do His commandments first, which means we obey. Then He gives us the understanding, and then we learn His commandments. So you do His commandments even before you learn it. You see? You do His commandments even before you learn it. Just do what He says, and He is the one who will give us understanding. So, we are in the era of the obedient. as we were saying earlier, let's hear about the era of grace is over. There is no more mercy with the everlasting gospel. Go ahead, please.
Shalom again. So I had this dream about last year, and so the dream started with me being in a classroom again. And in this dream, it was almost like I was standing in front as the teacher. And then it was the bell rang, and then all the students were getting up and they were handing in their assignments to me as they were leaving. So it was like those typical American movies where the bell rings and everyone is rowdy, just throwing their assessments at the teacher and walking out. So as the students were doing that, I was suddenly started saying and like screaming over them, and I kept saying, "The era of grace is over. The era of grace is over. The era of grace is over." But no one was listening to me. They all just like threw their papers and continued to walk out. So after I said the era of grace is over several times, and then I kept quiet. Then when I kept quiet, and then within myself, I asked a question, and I said, if the era of grace is over, then what must I tell people the era is now? And then the Spirit answered me, and then it said, it is the era of the obedient. And then I woke up.
It is the era of the obedient. It is time for obedience. It is only obedience that will make us overcome the beast. Only obedience will make us overcome the beast. Nothing else. The era of grace is over. Now, how much time has gone? 1:56. All right. Okay, cancel. Now, we have to be, from the New Testament, in the New Testament, it tells us that we have to be slaves to righteousness through obedience. Romans 6:15-18. Hold on, please. Romans 6:15-18. Let me get it. All right, go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Allah forbid.
This is where Christians trip up. We are under grace and thinking that we are given a license to sin. Continue.
Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness. But Allah be thanked that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the hearts that form of doctrine which was delivered you. Being then made free from sin, ye became the servants of righteousness.
So when we are under grace, we have to let go of sin. Yeah? That is the era of the obedient. Not taking grace for granted. Because grace now has become a license to sin for everybody in this world. So the Most High said, no more. Continue.
I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmity of your flesh. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness, and to iniquity unto iniquity, even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness. For when ye were the servants of sin, ye were free from righteousness. But what fruits had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death.
All right. For the end of those things is death. So now we are called to walk after pure righteousness. Not to take and frustrate the Most High's grace, but to walk after pure righteousness. So we are in the days of the obedient. And this was prophesied in Devarim chapter 4, verses 27-31. Deuteronomy chapter 4, 27-31.
And Yahuwah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
This is talking about this time here that we're in. Go ahead.
Whither Yahuwah shall lead you, and ye shall serve gods, the works of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahuwah thy allure, thou shalt find him. If thou
you
seek him with
all
all thy heart
and with all thy soul. If all thy heart and all thy soul. This is obedience. Verse 30.
When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee,
Even in the latter days, which is now,
if
if thou turn to Yahuwah thy allure, and shalt be obedient unto his voice,
for Yahuwah thy allure is a merciful allure. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he swore unto them.
So, verse 31 is contingent on obedience. Obedience. We are in the time, in the latter days, it is the time of the obedient. Now, when another time when the children of Yashal were coming out of Babylon under Ezra, Ezra said something very unique. He said that the Most High had given them a little space for grace. Grace was given for a little space of time, rather, so that they could come out. The Most High does not change anything. He gives us a little grace for us to come out and out of Babylon. Ezra 9, verse 8.
8. And now, for a little space, grace hath been showed from Yahuwah, our allure.
A little space. A little space. So though we had grace under Yahusha HaMashiach, when it's time to come out of Babylon, then that space will be shrunk. Because Babylon is to be destroyed. And he wants us to come out. So for that little time of coming out, he will show us grace. After that, it's a problem. Read 9:8 again, please.
And now, for a little space, grace hath been shown from Yahuwah our allure, to leave us a remnant to escape, and to give us a nail in his holy place, that our allure may lighten our eyes, and give us a little reviving in our bondage.
All right, so the dream about not much time left. That's the next one now. So a little space. So let's get this prophetic dream about not much time left.
Shalom. So the dream started with me walking down the street on Rothschild, because at the time I was living in Israel, in Tel Aviv. So I was walking down the streets of on Rothschild, and there was a man who was following me. The man was in white, and next to him was a female officer. So I was walking down the street, and they kept following me. So I quickened my pace because I didn't know who they were, and I felt like I was being stalked. So I quickly walked faster and faster until I got to a bus stop. And the bus stop is where you get bus number 5. So that's the local bus that runs around the city. So when I got to the bus stop, there was a bus there, and immediately I quickly jumped into the bus to try and escape them. But to my surprise, the man was already in front of me, and next to him, the female officer. So when you are standing in front of me, I said, "Who are you?" And then he said, "You don't know who I am." But he said it with a smile, like like an understanding smile. He said, "You don't know who I am." And then I said, "No." And then he didn't answer me. Then he said, "You don't have much time left." So I said, "What do you mean?" And then he said, "You don't have much time left." So then I kept quiet for a while, and then afterwards I said to him, "How much time do I have left?" And then all of a sudden, so the bus was full of other people who were moving around, sitting down, going about their business. So when I asked how much time do I have left, all of a sudden everyone in the bus froze mid what they were doing. So if they were walking, they froze mid-action. Those who were sitting, everyone was just stuck and frozen, like someone had just hit a pause button. So I looked around in confusion, and then everyone was paused. And then when everyone was paused, he said, "How I perceive time and how you perceive time is different." And then all of a sudden, everyone started moving again. And then he said again to me, you don't have much time left. So then I was shocked with all of this. But then all of a sudden, I don't know why in my spirit, I just felt the need to ask him, can I ask for more time? And then he smiled at me and he said yes. And then I woke up. So this was in 2023.
2023, you don't have much time left. Oh my, 2 years have already gone.
Yes.
Yeah? So for a little space, grace hath been showed from Yahuwah or Alua. Now, if we sin upon receiving grace, there is no more grace. Now, I want you to listen to all these dreams that are coming. They are very, very profound in confirming much of these words. If we sin upon receiving grace, there is no more grace. Ezra 9, verses 13 and 14.
And after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, seeing that thou, our Alua, hast punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and hast given us such deliverance as this, should we again break thy commandments?
There we go. For a little space, grace has been given. He says, should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity? Continue.
And join in affinity with the people of these abominations?
Wouldest not thou be angry with us till thou hast consumed us?
So that there should be no remnant nor escaping.
So when the Most High shows us grace, we have to go into obedience. Or the Most High can get angry with us and consume us so that we are not part of any remnant that is escaping. Verse 15.
O Alua, O Yahuwah Alua of Yasharal, thou art righteous, for we remain yet escaped. As it is this day, behold, we are before thee in our trespasses, for we
cannot stand before thee because of this. So if we go into any unrighteousness, when he shows us grace, we cannot stand before him. All right? Now, his mercy was prophesied to be taken away around the time of our gathering. We know that this is the time of our gathering. This is the time when he says, come out of her, my people. This is the time when he says, gather yourselves together. This is the time of our gathering. And his mercy was prophesied to be taken around this time, Isaiah 27, verses 10 to 12. And his mercy will be on those who are gathered one by one.
Yet the defenced city shall be desolate, and the habitations forsaken, and left like a wilderness. They shall the calf feed, and they shall he lie down, and consume the branches thereof. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The woman come and set them on fire, for it is
a people of no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them.
And he that formed them will show them no favor.
There we go. The Most High has a time when he acts. Those who have no understanding, he says, he that made them will not have mercy upon them. That's why in the book of Proverbs it says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. All these people will not see his face. Verse 12.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and ye shall be gathered one by one, O ye children of Yasharal.
So there are those who do not have understanding, the disobedient, who he will not have mercy on. But then at the same time, he will gather his people one by one. Some will be gathered, some will not. Okay? Now, in the end time, it is prophesied that the elect will gather together. Zephaniah 2 verse 1. And it is before the time of trouble that is coming upon the earth. The elect will gather together. These are the obedient end time people will gather themselves together. And this is something that most people reject because they reject an end time, what should I say, a different approach. They have been used to their churches and all that. And when he says, come out of her, my people, most of us refuse to come out. He says to come out and he says to gather ourselves together. It is a new thing that the Most High is doing. He's taking his people out and they must gather themselves together. Many people are gathering themselves. They come and they may ask us questions. They actually want to continue their lives as they are in Babylon. Come with their families and their families come and they have their own place and everything. That's not the end time coming out. The end time coming out is gathering yourselves together. And it's gathering on the place where he tells you to gather, not a speculative place, as we learned over time. It is where he tells you to gather. And in his word, it is called the place where he has caused his name to be put there. His name, his authority is placed there. That's where he wants us to gather together. Zephaniah 2 verse 1, the elect will gather together in the end.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So his mercy will be on those who obediently gather together. Read verse 2 now.
Before the decree bring forth.
Before the decree. So if you hear his word and gather before, that is when his mercy, you will have access to his mercy. Oh, those who do not gather, there will be no mercy. Read verse 2, please.
Before the decree bring forth. Before the day pass as the chaff. Before the fierce anger of Yahuwah come upon you. Before the day of
Yahuwah's anger come upon you. All right? Another dream we're going to work you out today. The gathering and restoration of Yasharal. That one?
That was just words that I heard.
Huh?
It's just words that I heard. That's okay.
Okay, that's all right.
All right. Shalom. So this one was just a dream I had a few days ago, and
Hold on.
Oh.
I will gather you myself. Yeshua
Yes.
is gathered to the everlasting gospel which will be prophesied. That's it?
yes, that's
Okay,
the
go
one.
ahead.
That's, shalom. So this is a dream that I just had a few days ago, and I just heard the words, "Fear not, O Yasharal, for I will gather you, even my own self."
Wow.
Yes.
I will gather you, even mine own self. Yeah, the Yahuwah.
Yahuwah.
So continuing, seeing restoration written. Yeshua is restored.
Oh, okay. And then before that was another dream. It was a very short dream where I was looking at a desk. It was a very big desk, and the desk had papers which were all face down. But the papers were very big, almost like they were maps. You know, the type of papers that people have and they lay on maps. The papers were very big. And then all of a sudden, as I was looking at those papers on this big desk, a wind blew, like woo. And then when this wind blew, it like lifted up the paper that was right on top, and then it flipped open. And when it flipped open, but just the top part of the paper flipped open, and in huge was written restoration, and then it fell back down again.
Restoration of Yasharal. We are in that time, my people. And when he restores us, he tells us to gather ourselves together. Gather together. And he says he will gather us himself. So let me ask you, how did you gather with us here? How did you get the idea to gather with us here?
So before I came here, I was still in China. So this is my story right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And how, because we want to address, I will gather you myself.
Oh, yes.
To let him know how he gathered.
Gathered, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so before I came and to Alta, actually it was my family, myself, so my mom, my brother, and myself, we were out in China, and I was teaching there for some time. And so as I was teaching there, then a dream, I got a revelation or a dream that it's actually on our prophecy page, which was flee to the mountains. So in that dream, the message was basically that it is time to flee to the mountains. So after I had that dream, I started feeling very, very uncomfortable. Like I felt like I have to go, I have to go, I have to go. And then I started praying and I went into a fast and I was praying to the Most High that if I am to flee to the mountains, where is the mountain? And then after praying, after asking the Most High, I went on YouTube and then I refreshed. I remember I refreshed my YouTube homepage and then I'd never seen Elder's channel ever before. And I refreshed his page, and the first video I saw of his was "Flee to the Mountains." So I was like, "What?" So then I went and clicked on the video, and when I watched more of his content, I realized that he was he was in the country where I was coming from, and all of that stuff. Then it all started just making very scary sense, and afterwards, then we tried to contact Alda for some time, and then but it was a bit of a struggle. But eventually we did. And throughout the time when we were struggling to get a hold of him, my mom was getting so my mom's sister Hadassah was getting a lot of revelations about Brother Kazak. Like all the confirmations were going through her. It was just confirmation, because I would think to myself, if I was getting the revelation, it's because I was watching his videos, but she wasn't watching the videos. So eventually then we came back to South Africa. We finally got in contact with Elder, and then that's how we came to eventually be part of Just the Word.
All right. And the reason I said that is because when people hear, when he says, I will gather you myself,
Yes.
people think about him sending an angel, a literal angel, or some supernatural means. This is how he gathers you.
Yes.
Yeah? This is how he gathers you himself, by pointing you to the way spiritually, because we are now in the time of Ruach HaKadosh, where Yahusha said, he will guide you into all truth. So the Ruach will guide you as to what you are to do, as he guided me, as he guided them. And when they came, I never knew anything about them. Let me just say, I never knew anything about any of the people that are here. They just came, and as they came, we just saw their gifts, and then their gifts just fitted in. And we just saw a bunch of people with a prophetic gift, and the Most High used their gifts to actually help to mold us together and to guide us into truth. So it's no longer just a teaching, it is teaching and prophecies aligned with the teaching, which makes it even more powerful. So when the Most High says he'll gather you himself, he will gather you through Ruach HaKadosh, the Ruach HaMat, the Spirit of Truth, which will guide you into all truth. And the Ruach, he also says, which will show you things to come. All right? Okay. So let's continue with the elect will gather together from the book of Hanuk. The book of Enoch tells us that, that the elect will gather together. All right? Shadasa, get ready again. The elect will gather together. Yeah, you can come in the meantime. Enoch 61, verses 1 to 4. Go ahead, please.
61.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. The temple.
Yeah,
The temple.
continue.
In those days I beheld long robes given to those angels who took to their wings and fled, advancing towards the north. And I inquired of the angels, saying, Wherefore have they taken those long robes and gone forth? He said, They are gone forth to measure. The angel who proceeded with me said, These are the measures of the righteous, and cords shall the righteous bring, that they may trust in the name of Yahuwah Sabaoth forever and ever. The elect shall begin to dwell with the elect, And these are the measurements which shall be given to faith and shall strengthen the words of
You
righteousness.
see that? This, the chosen will begin to dwell with the chosen. Now, Sister Hadassah here had a dream with us who were gathered together in the place where we were dwelling of the angel measuring with cords. This exact thing here, Enoch 61, 1 to 4, the exact thing she dreamt. All right, go ahead, Hadassah.
Shalom again. We were in the house, all of us as an assembly, and we were about to enjoy dinner. The table was set, and everything was there. And I should think it's a radio or speakers which were playing Psalm 122, verse 1 to I think 6. I was led when they say unto me, let's go to the house of the Lord. And yeah, so that verse, it kept on playing and playing and playing and playing. So we're in there, and
Hold on. Psalm 132.
122.
Let me see it quickly. So this was what was playing in the house. Psalms 130.
122.
22.
Huh?
122.
122. Read verse 1, please.
I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yahuwah, for our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is builded as a city that is compact together, whither the tribes go up, the tribes of Yahuwah, unto the testimony of Yasharal, to give thanks unto the name of Alua.
Wow.
For,
Continue.
for there are set thrones of judgment, the
Thrones of the house of
David.
David. Continue.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. Peace be within thy walls, and prosperity within thy palaces. For my brethren and companions' sake, I will now say, peace be within thee. Because of the house of our Lord, I will seek thy good.
Because of the house of Yahuwah or Alua, I will seek thy good. So this was what was being played. So you can continue now.
Okay, so as we were sitting around the table, we were kind of restless and uncomfortable. We couldn't eat. We were waiting, waiting for results of some sort. Okay, all of a sudden, one of the members of the assembly went out, opened the door, and it went out. And outside there was an old man who was tendering the garden. And then he said to this guy who went out, who was like kind of staggering, I think he was half drunk or something like that, that you fool, go back. Don't you know today it is the day of, you go back, don't you know today it's a day of purification. So, okay, the guy came back and then opened the door, and Brother Kazak went straight to the door and shut the door and like sealing it. And then started to reprimand the guy through scriptures. The one that I remember well, it's about Noah's Ark. He was telling the guy about Noah's Ark. Okay, we're sitting there, then furthermore waiting for the results. All of a sudden, I saw a very, very big hand. And this hand, it was not a common hand, it was unusual. And on it there was, in it was this thing, tape measure, a tape measure. So the tape measure started to measure the house from the foundation of the house all round, measuring each and every square meter or inch of the house from the foundation, and also now it started to go up to the roof, each and every square meter. So I should think that is the part that was making us kind of despondent, or discouraged because we were waiting to eat, and still we can't eat because we wanted to hear the results. So we sat there for quite some time. Well, eventually the result came, and then the message was you'll get results next week. And okay, fine. All of a sudden the door was open, and Brother Kazak went out, and outside he met two guys who are like workers in our house, in the house there, Swiwu and Nonofu. So they accompanied him to the gate. So the gate was sealed also, but it was closed. And the other side of the gate, it was the old assembly of the old assembly of Brother Kazak's old assembly, and some of the guys there, we know them, some we don't know them. There were like many people outside the gate, and then yeah. So I woke up when he and the other two guys were walking towards the gate. I don't know to do what. Then I woke up.
All praises. Enoch 61:2. And I asked the angel, saying, why did these take the long cords and go? And he said to me, they went so that they may measure. And the angel who went with me said to me, these will bring the measurements of the righteous, and the ropes of the righteous to the righteous, that they may rely on the name of Yahuwah of Ruachoth forever and ever. So the elect will begin to gather together. And some of the people who she told me were outside, we're not calling names, but some of these people were persons who rejected the assembly. I just have to speak the truth. Those who flat out, the names she called were those who flat out rejected the assembly. All right?
Alton,
Yes, go ahead.
could you also look at Revelation 11 for the same context?
Or Revelation, let me get it on the Bible.
Revelation 1. But
Revelation 11, verse
1.
1.
Yes.
Revelation 11, verse 1.
Yes. And then, okay. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of Elua, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But
All right. And the altar. Remember, Khadasa had a dream about an altar. Man, you'll have to give that dream, boy. Every angle, there is a dream for everything. I'm telling you. Hold on, let me get you on. Yeah, go ahead. Give us this dream now about the altar that was by the place, our place.
Yes. Okay. Outside the house, there was a big altar, very very big, and then on that altar, I saw animals it was like a bull and some sheep around, and around the altar itself, okay, there were like 7 ladies. So they were busy kneading bread, preparing bread. And they were like just 7 ladies. And then I woke up.
So let's go back now to Revelation 11. Read verse 1 again, please.
and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of Elua, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
Them that worship therein. So it's the exact it's the exact thing that was happening in the dream. Measuring those who worship therein. And remember that person who came out, he was rebuked for coming out. For leaving out. Wow. But read verse 2.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
All right. Leave outside to the Gentiles. All right. So where are we now? The elect will gather together. All right. So the book of Enoch tells of the end of the righteous versus the sinners. Book of Enoch 38:1. Let me read it because yours is different. When the community of the righteous appears, the community of the righteous, remember the righteous will begin to dwell together. So we are at that time, at that age, when the community of the righteous appears and the sinners are judged for their sins. So we know we are right at the end of the age. And are driven from the face of the dry ground. And when the righteous one appears, that is Yahushua HaMashiach, in front of the chosen righteous, whose works are weighed by Yahuwah of Ruach. And when light appears to the righteous and chosen who dwell on the dry ground, where will the dwelling of the sinners? Where will be the dwelling of the sinners? If you're a sinner today and just going about in this world system, you better listen carefully. And where will be the resting place of those who denied Yahuwah of Ruach? It would have been better for them if they had not been born. You see it? Those who deny Yahuwah, it says it would have been better for them if they had not been born. Yahuwah does not play. In Isaiah 1:27, it says the same thing. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahuwah shall be consumed. So we are talking about this in line with the everlasting gospel. The everlasting gospel separates the believers from unbelievers and triggers a great falling away. And triggers a great falling away. The dream about Judas, the national anthem, the great falling away. Let's hear that one.
Okay.
The great falling away. The everlasting gospel separates believers from unbelievers, true believers from unbelievers, and will trigger a great falling away.
Okay. So shalom everyone. This one I called Judas the National Anthem. So this I had think about a week ago, a few days ago, but not too long ago. So in the dream it was like Alden and myself were talking about music. And then I started to tell him about an old circular artist that I used to listen to. Suddenly I turned on a plasma TV screen and started scrolling through YouTube trying to find the song. The name of the song is called National Anthem. However, to my surprise, when I pressed the play button, instead of National Anthem playing, a song by another popular circular artist played, which is Judas by Lady Gaga. So when it started playing, I saw a man as the if anyone has seen that music video, it was very popular when it was still in the world. But it starts with a man on a motorcycle, and then the man was driving down the road, and on his back was written Judas in huge. So as the music video played like that, I was convicted. I was like, no, why am I even watching this? And then I quickly switched it off, and then I searched again for the song which I was initially searching for, which is National Anthem. So then I played it, and then finally National Anthem played. So, and then after that, suddenly the dream changed. And I was in a room. And the room was in a place that we used to live, and the name of the place was called Jason's Place. And I suddenly said, then everyone will bear their own sins for breaking the Torah and Shabbat. And then the kingdoms of the world will again be our allure. And I was so happy when I was saying this. Then I woke up.
So you connect that to the...
Okay, so the meaning of the dream that I got. So initially I was looking for National Anthem, and then I clicked, and to my surprise, Judas was playing, and then afterwards I finally found the song which was National Anthem. So then when I got up, I got the understanding that Judah's and national anthem, if you fuse that together, Judah's national anthem, which means Judas is the disciple that betrayed Yahusha. So then Judah's national anthem means that betrayal will be the national anthem, which is the great falling away of people rejecting Yahusha. So after the great falling away, that's why the scene changed. And then afterwards, I was in a place, and the place I was called Jason's place, means Yah saves or healer. So in the place where Yah saves, I said, then everyone will bear their own sins for breaking the Torah/Sabbath, and then the kingdoms of the world will be our lures. So after the great falling away, then afterwards the man of sin is revealed, and obviously that is the great tribulation. And everyone will bear their own sins, and then afterwards the kingdoms will be our allures.
Wow. And that is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 to 4.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin is be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahuwah, or that is worshipped, so that he as Allur sitteth in the temple of Allur, showing himself that he is Allur.
All right. Great falling away and the anti-Messiah. And then the kingdoms of this world will be allures, as it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 11. So the fourth kingdom, the anti-Messiah and the saints. Very important thing that we're looking into is the fourth kingdom, the time of the anti-Messiah, and what will be the lot of the saints at that time. And for that, we go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verses 23 to 28. Daniel. Now, this is one of those teachings that you'll have to probably watch over to get the fullness of it. There's a lot in it. Go ahead.
23, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces.
Oh, we did this before. Verse 25.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall swear, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So this is the anti-Messiah. He shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. Is it what we're telling people? You see this lunar Sabbath? This is it right here. Lunar Sabbath right here. Think to change times and laws. He's going to wear out the saints, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. 3.5 years he shall be given to the saints. People, if you are one of those believing this lunar Sabbath, go check out our website, justtheword.org/calendar. And there we explain in detail. We have about 15, 17, 18 different articles on the calendar. And most of them based to show you that the lunar calendar is a fallacy. This is the spirit of anti-Messiah that has brought this onward. Please check out our website, justtheword.org/calendar. There is a reason why people are so aggressive when it comes to the calendar. People want to quarrel and curse, and people, we've had people who I've been speaking to, and when the calendar came up, that's it. Almost everyone with the calendar is a divider. It divides, and people that must have been so nice to you, when the calendar comes up, boom, they're gone, and you never hear from them again. Yeah? The calendar. Because it's a spirit of anti-Messiah. Think to change times and laws. Please look at it very carefully. justtheword.org/calendar. All right? So we come to the everlasting gospel. You see how long it took us to reach the everlasting gospel? The everlasting gospel. You have a dream about the everlasting gospel. The beauty will never change.
Yes. Okay.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one followed after the one where I heard the voice saying that it will regather. It will regather Yasharal. So in the dream, it was a short dream. I was driving, and I don't know if I was driving or if I was being driven, but I was alone in the car, but the car was moving. And then in this dream, I was craving KFC, which I found very strange because I don't eat KFC. And then so I was searching for a KFC, and then afterwards I was looking for a specific KFC. And then when the car drove past the KFC, all of a sudden on the door of the KFC, I saw written on the door, "Her beauty will never change." And then I woke up. So first, when I had that dream, I was very confused. But then I had the full breakdown of it because that one goes with the gathering dream. So notes on the dream. So first one is, "Fear not, O Yasharal, for I will gather you, even my own self." And then this dream came afterwards. Yasharal will be gathered through the preaching of the end time gospel, or the everlasting gospel. The dream of my mom having a change in syllabus, and mine of Michael failing the leaders or for money because of new requirements to pass. So the everlasting gospel does away with the age of grace and brings in new requirements, the higher requirements and a higher standard. So Yasharal will be gathered through the everlasting gospel. This is the gospel that gathers Yasharal. Driving and craving KFC, a specific KFC, means the Spirit of Truth will lead us to specific places where sin thrives. So KFC is an example of a spiritually defected place. We will be given the craving or the zeal to seek out these places which are spiritually defected. The gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the most spiritually defected places, preached to all the spiritually unclean. KFC is an unclean place, so that's why her beauty will never change was written on the door of KFC. KFC further represents a deceptive form of evil that is both subtle and well loved by many. So that also represents Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. So that would be the KFC of the world, because everyone loves these deceptions, and it's only recently that a lot of us are realizing that chicken is actually unclean. So it's a subtle deception. It's not an overt evil. This gospel is going to destroy religion, an unknown cleanliness, because a lot of people aren't aware that Christianity or Judaism and all of that is a mistake or a wrong religion. So it is an unknown uncleanness in front of the Most High, because a lot of Christians have deceived themselves into thinking that they are still going to the kingdom while being in this uncleanliness.
Just like how chicken is unclean and most people do not know.
Yes, just like how chicken is unclean and a lot of people do not know. And then those saved by this gospel, their beauty will never change. So this will be Yasharal first, who is gathered first, and then all, obviously, who are gathered with Yasharal of the other nations. So this is how Yasharal will be gathered, by the everlasting gospel and it being preached. And then once people are converted or saved by the everlasting gospel, their beauty will never change, meaning that it is the final gathering of Yasharal.
All praise.
Saying with a loud voice, "Fear, Alua," and
Internet. Oh, it's back on. Good.
Oh.
Continue.
Must I start from the beginning or?
Just 7. Go to 7.
Saying with a loud voice, "Fear Yahuwah and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters."
So here is the everlasting gospel. This is in the book of Revelation. Now, this is not the gospel that they call it in Christianity. Yes? This is in the book of Revelation. This is the new thing that was prophesied in the book of Isaiah. Yeah? The everlasting gospel. And in the everlasting gospel, Revelation 14:7 tells us what it entails. Read it again, please.
Saying with a loud voice, "Fear Yahuwah and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters.
Now, if you notice here, all of these things Satan has striven to let us ignore. Fear Yahuwah. He has given us a religion, or religions, that does not make us fear Yahuwah. We have been preaching and telling people about the fear of Yahuwah for how long, and the importance of the fear of Yahuwah. Give splendor unto him. The world has found everyone else to give splendor to. Christianity gives splendor to Jesus Christ. Yes? It is not to Yahuwah. It is to Jesus Christ. And Yahuwah is Yahusha. That is one of the reasons. This gospel is one of the reasons. When you read this, you understand why this Yahusha is Yahuwah thing. It says, the time of his judgment is come, yes? Because we have even done teachings that we ignore the judgments of the Most High. It says, worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. We have a teaching on just the word shorts, who made the heaven and the earth, to show that Yahuwah made the heaven and the earth, so he is the one that we should worship. So false religion is actually getting us away from the true gospel. This is not Christianity. And this gospel happens in the end after Revelation 13, when it tells us about the mark of the beast. So this gospel is going to be preached around the time of the mark of the beast, which is around now, because the mark of the beast was given 2019, 2020 thereabouts. Now the number of his name, the world ID that they are producing through the United Nations is coming next. That is next. And this is the time that the good news will be preached. And as you said, Yashar will be restored through the everlasting gospel. Now, there is a partial gospel that was given when Hamashiach was here. And Christians take that partial gospel to say it is the gospel and you need nothing else. This is the difference between the everlasting gospel. We're going to show you, let's give you the introduction, the difference between the everlasting gospel and the true, full, and the false Christian gospel, which is not false, but for this time it is false. What do I mean? For the time it was given, it was fulfilled through Hamashiach. But in the end time, there is something else that must be fulfilled for Yasharal to be restored. And we're going to show you that right now. Let's look at the partial gospel that was fulfilled when Hamashiach was here. Luke 14, 16 to 22. These things, people, are what we have been preaching. And some people fight against it because it does not agree with what they have seen in their New Testament. Luke 4:16.
Then said he unto...
No, Luke 4:16, sorry.
Oh, okay. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day, and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, The Spirit of Yahuwah is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of Yahuwah.
All right, so this is the gospel that he declared that day. This is the gospel that could get you through before this end time. But in this end time, there's another gospel another part of the gospel we're going to show you that has not been fulfilled and needs to be fulfilled. Continue, please, verse 20.
And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down. And the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And he began to say unto them,
This day
this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears.
This day, today, where is it? This day, current, or just past, genitively now, that is at present. This day is the scripture fulfilled in your ears. And verse 22 says,
And all bear him witness, and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, Is not this Joseph's son?
all right. So right away they underestimated him because of what he said. Look at the gospel. It ended at to preach the acceptable year of Yahuwah. So we go to Isaiah 61 to get the full gospel, to include this part that was fulfilled in Yahusha that day, and the other part that the everlasting gospel contains. Yes? So what we got in the New Testament was the part to deal with these. But there's another part that the end time will entail, and let's go to the book of Yeshayahu, chapter 61. Let's start at verse 1, and we're going to show you what Hamashiach fulfilled, and then we're going to show what the end time gospel is going to fulfill.
The Spirit of Yahuwah Elohah is upon me, because Yahuwah hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah.
Stop. This is what was fulfilled in Hamashiach. You see that highlighted there? This was what was fulfilled in Hamashiach. So the New Testament that we're given, it was in relation to this part of the gospel. But there is still a part to come, and that has to do with the deliverance, redemption, and remuneration of Yasharal. Because you hear our people asking for, what they call it, reparations.
Yeah.
We are asking for reparation. And the Edomites are saying, no, you're not going to get it. Yes? So this gospel is to pay us back. The Most High won't allow them to pay us back because we is righteous people only, because you have unrighteous people who want payback. It's only the righteous among our people who are going to be recompensed. Let's look at the good news. Let's continue the part that has not been fulfilled. Read the rest of it that has not been fulfilled. And the day of what?
And the day of vengeance of our Elohah, to comfort all that mourn.
There we go. This was not in the time of Hamashiach. This is why the good news that is coming is different. And it is by revelation. Read from "And the day of vengeance" and continue.
And the day of vengeance of our Elohah, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahuwah, that he might be glorified.
This matches up with Isaiah 43, when he says, "These people have I formed for myself, they shall show forth my praise, and that they shall show forth his splendor or glory." This matches up with it. And let's continue and see what will happen during this end time.
And they shall build the old ways, and they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
This is when we are going back to Zion and we are going to rebuild Zion. And do you remember the Most High gave us that opportunity to rebuild?
Yes.
Yes? To see the simulation of rebuilding. Ah. Practical. Practical. And these are parts of things now that are part of the gospel that people do not understand. So, for example, now, read verse 5.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
When we tell the people that there's a world servitude that is coming, that for the years that you had us in slavery, you're going to have to repay double, and you are going to serve us as servants and slaves to us for 1,000 years. That's the everlasting gospel. If you're not preaching these things, you're not preaching the everlasting gospel. There will be servitude, because those who led us into captivity shall go into captivity. Yeah? In the book of Jeremiah, it says, and thine adversaries, all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. So, New Testament was nicey, because it was about taking in the Gentiles, the time of the Gentiles. Now the time of the Gentiles is over. It's time for the everlasting good news. That's what's going to save our people. Yes? And the gospel is about us ruling the world. It's about the Messiah coming back, we restoring Mount Zion, and the world being ruled from Mount Zion, with the nations being serving us and having to bring their riches and their wealth into us, and the world being ruled in righteousness through Yahushua HaMashiach, with the assistance of us, the set apart ones. Yes? And we will rule the world for 1,000 years, and they will serve us as our servants for 1,000 years. That's what the everlasting gospel is about. If you want to know the everlasting gospel, check just the word. And you'll see the controversial things, quote unquote controversial things that are to happen. Start from 5 and continue, please.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of Yahuwah. Men shall call you the ministers of our Eluah. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
That's why a lot of people do not know the place that this holds. So when you bring this to some people, they say, no, what kind of a thing is that? This is not how it's going to be. If you are watching the New Testament and following it according to Christianity, and not being able to resolve and understand the everlasting gospel, then you would think that these things were just fables. But what does the Most High say about His word? It shall not come back to me void. So if He says these things, they are going to come to pass. They must come to pass. That is the everlasting gospel. It's about returning the world to the servitude of the children of Yasharal. As He said in the book of Amos chapter 9, 11 to 12. He's going to restore the tabernacle of David that was fallen, and we are going to rule over all the heathen that are called by Yahuwah's name. Read it, please.
In that day will I raise up the tabernacles of Dawood that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahuwah, that doeth this.
We are going to possess them. All the heathen that are called by Yahuwah's name. All those believers in Yahuwah. And people say, how can we be believers and this and that? This is the everlasting gospel. And the everlasting gospel is finally, once and for all, my people, the children of Yasharal, are going to rule the world. That's the everlasting gospel. That's why I said in 2 Ezra 6 verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this is going to be everlasting. Because after the 1,000-year reign, the power of the Gentiles will be cut. Because they are going to organize themselves again to try to come and fight. And it says, fire will come down from Yahuwah and destroy them. And then there's going to be the white throne judgment. So forever and ever, the righteous people of Yasharal are going to rule this world. Yeah? This is the everlasting gospel. Continuing it, please. Verse 7. Isaiah 61, verse 7.
For your shame ye shall have double.
All right, they had us in captivity 400 to 500 years. It's 1,000 years. That's double. Continue.
And for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
This is the gospel. It's not Christianity. It's our people ruling the world. And if you don't believe it, I hope you live to see it. This is going to happen in our time. This is why we are called. This is what we live for, to proclaim this everlasting gospel. Continue, please.
For I, Yahuwah, love judgment.
Judgment. This is one of the things that they leave out, Yahuwah's judgment. Remember, the everlasting gospel speaks about his judgment. So the people in the world will have it, and there's no judgment of Yahuwah. Mm-hmm. No. I'm an Edomite, and I profited off you, and my foreparents were slave owners, and this and that. And I come to Jesus now, and all things are past. And you have a sad thing coming. This is the everlasting gospel. Yahuwah loves judgment. Continue.
For Yahuwah love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth. I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
And what?
Everlasting covenant.
Everlasting gospel produces an everlasting what?
Covenant.
You see it? This is the good news. If you're not preaching this or teaching this, you're not preaching or teaching anything. You're preaching or teaching a lie. And then they say it doesn't matter who you are. Yes? Mm-hmm. The everlasting gospel is about a people. It's not about a religion. It's about a people. Look at the evidence in verse 9 now. It is about a people. It is about a bloodline. It is about a DNA. It is about a people. Read verse 9.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Pull up. Their what?
Seed.
Their seed. What does seed mean? Let me go to verse 9. Let's check out this meaning of this word, seed. Let me get it on the screen. Seed. Seed is zera. Zera. Figuratively, fruit, plant, sowing time, posterity. Yes? That means your descendants. Carnally, child, fruitful seed, seed time. It comes from age 22, 32, which means to plant, to bear, to conceive. Yes? So their seed, which means their generations, their literal offsprings, shall be known among the Gentiles. Now, how will their seed be known among the Gentiles if their seed does not have a unique look? If we look like the Gentiles, how will they know our seed? Read it again, please.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people.
All that see them shall acknowledge them that they
are the
seed
which Yahuwah hath blessed.
They are the seed which Yahuwah had blessed. It's a unique looking people. And people are going to acknowledge them that they are the seed that Yahuwah has blessed simply by looking at them. It's about a people, it's not about a religion. And the people have a certain look. Read 10, please.
I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah. My soul shall be joyful in my allure. For he hath clothed me with the
Garments of salvation.
He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decked himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorned herself with her jewels.
So we will be untouchable at this time. Verse 11.
For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so Yahuwah Eluah will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth
Before all the nations. All the nations shall see us and know that we are the seed. This is the everlasting gospel. It does not stop at verse whatever, but at verse 2. We have so many other verses to go to verse 11. This is the everlasting good news. This is the full gospel. Okay? Now, what happens after the everlasting gospel is preached? What happens after the everlasting gospel is preached? Boom. Babylon falls. Revelation 14:8, after it tells us about the everlasting gospel, it tells you that Babylon is going to fall. After the preaching of the everlasting gospel, Babylon falls. Do not let Babylon fall before you turn to the Most High. Verse 8.
And they followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And now, before Babylon falls, no more grace. Look at this. Revelation 14:9. Before Babylon falls, look at this.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Eluah, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Verse 11.
And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
No grace. Grace taken away before Babylon falls. Now, what about the true believers? They will be characterized by faith and obedience. Going back to what we said earlier, by emunah and obedience. Revelation 14:12, this is the next verse that comes after.
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Eluah and the faith of Yahusha.
All right. So the saints will obey the Most High's word and have the faith of Yahusha. But what does it mean to have the faith of Yahusha as regards to the everlasting gospel? And this should be where we end today. What does it mean to have the faith of Yahusha as it regards the everlasting good news? Let's go to Revelation 1 verse 3.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
So have the faith of Yahusha. You have to read and hear the words of the prophecy and do those things which are written therein. There's no two ways about it. Emunah in Yahusha means obedience to Yahusha. Revelation 22:14. It's obedience that is the calling card of the end times. Obedience. Verse 14.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Obedience. Baruch are they that do his commandments. Obedience. Continue.
That they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city.
Verse 15.
For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So if you believe false religions, false doctrines, false teachings, and love them, then you cannot enter into the kingdom. It's about obedience to the truth. Verse 16.
I, Yahusha, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the assemblies.
Mm-hmm.
I am the root and the offspring of Dawood, and the bright and morning star.
There we go. Hamashiach sent his Malachim, his Malach, one angel, to testify unto you these things in the assemblies. Baruch is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right? So the conclusion is, we are in the time, the era of the everlasting good news. And it has been entrusted to some people, and the Most High has shown us that in more ways than one, that he is giving us the words of this good news to go out and speak to his people. These words, Hadassah, so one last time, please. One last time.
Okay.
It's the one about
Okay.
it's the one about about when you go to the gates of Zion.
Okay.
That one. Alright, hold on. So let me get you on. Coming up. Yes. All right. So our sister here is going to give us a dream that she had about going to Zion. And the Messiah gave her 3 requirements. 3 requirements. And when we gave those requirements, people were questioning it. But after I don't see this written, where in the Bible does it say such and such? It is in the Bible, but it is not a verse that says such and such. It is very easy to find. I was just responding to someone, and then all the verses just started coming to explain each and every one of them. All right? But let us hear what you have to say. All right?
Okay. Shalom. This dream also, it is a recent dream. A night before I received this dream, I had a chest pain, very heavy chest pain. I've been told my sister Zimra that I'm experiencing this pain here on my chest, and but for in case anything happens, somebody knows what happened, and I complained about. Okay, fine. I went to bed, and then straight away I fell asleep, and I found myself in this place. The place was very, very beautiful, very, very nice and calming, with a very, very big, huge gate. And the gate, on the gate was written Zion in gold. Painting. So I found myself standing in front of the gate, and there was a man there, very tall man, and it's not like people we know or we understand, people that we see every day here. It was something different, very, very huge, if I may say. Okay, fine. I was standing there by the gate, and this guy came to me and he touched me on my chest, and then like blocking me not to enter. Okay, fine. And then he asked me, these are the three things that he asked me. My name, and then I said, my name is Hadassah. And then the second one, he said, what is your assembly? Then I just said Kazakh, brother Kazakh, because I didn't know what to say. And then the third one, it was, okay, my tribe. Then I said my tribe. Okay, and then they started to double check or to check all the records of what I've said, or the entire information which I gave them, and they checked each and every one of them, and seriously, and yeah. Okay, fine. After that, okay, I was like excited because everything was fine. They found my records and everything, so I was hoping to enter. And then the guy came back to me again. He said to me, okay, wait, you can't enter. And I'm like taken aback, why? Then he told me that, you see, here to enter here you need, or I asked him a question that, okay, fine, why can't I enter? Then he said to me, okay, it is important to know your tribe. It is important to know your assembly. It is important, okay, your name, of course, it is important. But the assembly and the tribe, those are the most important things that you need to know in order for you to enter. Then I said, look, but I have given you those things. Then he said, he pointed on the left-hand side. It was a huge crowd of people who couldn't enter that place, Zion. And then he explained to me that, you see, these people, they couldn't enter because they didn't know their tribes. They never even bothered to know their tribes. They were ignorant in knowing their tribes. So some of them, they use false or fake tribes. They chose their own tribes. So then I said to him, how do you know your tribe? How do one, get to know, his or her tribe? Then he said, only Yahusha can tell you your tribe. You have to pray. You have to double check or to ask Yahuwah or Yahusha to tell you your tribe for you to enter. Okay. Then I said then he said to me, okay, fine, I need to go back. I can't enter because I need to go back to my own tribe. He was still trying to prove to me that the importance of knowing your tribe. Or another thing, he said, here in this place we've got gates, 12 gates. So each and every tribe, each and every gate is represented by a tribe. So if you don't know your tribe, it is impossible for you to enter. Like, for instance, me, I'm a tribe of Dan. So for me to enter, I have to go to the gate of Dan. So if you don't know your tribe, how are you going to enter? So it was a problem. Okay, he was trying to explain that, and then he said to me, okay, he showed me there was like a path from where we were standing, that to take this path and go back to your tribe and tell them, okay, he told me things which I cannot disclose here yet, okay, about my tribe, that they must do this, and my tribe has found a favor or mercy or something like that. Then I said, okay, fine. And immediately he showed me a watch, and the watch it's like an old one, and it was not moving, stopped. All the pins were at 12, so it was not moving. It was just like a dead watch, but it was working. Okay, fine. I took that path that he said I must use to go back to my tribe or my family to tell them those things. And the instruction that he gave me, he said I mustn't take left, I mustn't look at left, I mustn't look at right. I must just use the path straight back home, and that's it. Then I woke up.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. No, let me get this thing going. Yeah, that is profound. So, if you notice the things that were said here, three things they asked for: the name, the assembly, and the tribe. And people might think, oh, is it telling you that you need your name? And the name, of course, was a Hebrew name, because she has her Zulu name, and she did not give them that name. She gave them the Hebrew name that she had. And if you notice one thing, when people come into the way, they choose a Hebrew name. That is what one of the requirements. Why? Go back to the old path, which is the good way, and you shall find rest for your soul. We have Babylonian names. I was given a Babylonian name, and I cannot enter into the kingdom with anything Babylonian, with Babylonian garments or anything Babylonian. I have to enter with my new name renewed. And just give you a little excerpt. I might do little snippets on these things. The assembly, and someone might say, where in it does it say you must have an assembly? It says, gather yourselves together. Gather together, O nation not desired. That's what it says for the end time. Remember, we also said in the book of Enoch, it says, the chosen shall be gathered with the chosen. So our assembly is just one of the assemblies where people have obeyed the instruction to gather together. So that is why when she said Chazak's assembly, it was acceptable, because we have gathered together. If it was one of those worldly assemblies, she would have been rejected. Now, what tribe? Where in it does it say what tribe? It's very simple. As she said, there are gates into the kingdom. 12 gates. How do you know which gate to go in? And why would they not say, okay, you are from the tribe of such and such, go in? The Most High said, and ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. The Most High wants us to search and to seek. Not only that, as she said in the dream, that is only a Mashiach can tell you your tribe. So what did a Mashiach say? Let's go to the book of John 14. Start at 12 into 13. Let me get this on the screen. These things are very simple. They are in the scriptures, but they are not going to be obvious. Yes, Sadasi, I can go. Let me go. Go there, please.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
Continue.
And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
Simple. So guess what we do? We sit and we don't ask the Messiah anything. So we don't receive. Yeah? And there is a qualification for us to get this response. He that believeth on me. These are the persons who will receive which tribe they belong to. Those who believe and ask. These are the people who will receive. So this is why when you go and he asks your tribe, and those many people were there who never knew their tribes because they never bothered to ask. Yeah? That means it's either they never bothered to ask or they do not truly believe in him to get the answer. Yeah? John 15:16.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you.
You see it? Ask the Father in the name of Yahushua. Father, give me my tribe. Tell me my tribe. Verse 23.
He that hateth...
No, 16, John 16:23, sorry.
16:23. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it you.
Continue.
Hitherto have you asked nothing in my name.
Ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. You see how simple it is? It's very simple. Yeah? But we never bother to ask, and so we do not receive. Yeah? All right, so that's it.
Just all the,
Yeah, you have something?
just adding that these are the requirements.
Huh?
This is an example of the requirements of the everlasting kingdom. Was it?
Yeah, does that conclusion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are just examples of requirements for the everlasting kingdom through the everlasting gospel that will not be written plainly in the Bible and says, when you come to Zion, you shall this, because it was not recorded or detailed about this in the Bible. Yes? This is the new thing that the Most High said in Isaiah. So for the new things, we have what? New instructions. But the instructions that you receive will not go against the Bible, but you will have to be able to go into the Bible and receive it. Okay? All right. Hey, so thank you all for listening. I didn't realize that we didn't even have. Let me go to the YouTube chat and see if there's anything there. All right. Where is it? All right. So thank you all for being here with us. Let me go and see if there is anything in the chat. Michael, is there anything there? Let me see.
Got a couple of questions.
All right.
Answered one of them already about various assemblies.
Oh. All right. Let me go and see what's in the chat. All right. Shalom, shalom to you all. Shabbat shalom to you all. All right. Dum dum dum. Dum dum dum. Bam bam. Brother Khazak, you are my teacher. I also had a dream about you. I was wondering if my dreams matter. Why doesn't your dream matter, Joshua Riggs? He gives the dreams to all. You see, even though we are different people, the Apostle Shaul says we are one Ruach, one spirit. So the promises are different in the flesh, but we are one Ruach. Let me get this thing started up. Yeah. One Ruach. So your dreams do matter. All right, Laron said, when I was in prayer, I heard complete obedience. Bam! You see that? That's what this time is. It's just obedience now. And we have been here pleading with people, how long, and you don't know what time it is. Who knows if the Lord Most has locked this door on you as yet? You have to make best use of the time. The little time that remains. You're right, brother. Moses did not get to enter the promised land. How much more level of righteousness we need to hear him say, enter in, my good and faithful servant. Yeah. All right, because I gave a teaching about being dedicated to Yahusha. Now in these end times, and follow the example he showed us, and live a righteous and obedient life to Yahuwah. So be it. My mother, father made me do their commandments and cared not if I understood or else. You see it? They didn't care whether or not we understood. You better do what I say. And don't ask any questions. Imagine asking your mother. And she says to do this back in those days and say, why should I do it? But this is what these children do today. Yeah. Will there be various assemblies or only one? I have no idea, but the Most High showed me about merging of assemblies. This is why I told people to get the word out there to the different pastors. What has happened is that people are out there and there is one way, only one way, one gospel. Because of the gospel of Christianity, people have followed and are following all different types of gospels. Everybody is going in a different way. The Most High is showing us one way. Yes? Similar to Revelations chapter 2, discussion regarding the seven assemblies. Praises for such a needed lesson. I give thanks I am able to join in. All praises. Shalom, chicken is unclean. Yes, chicken is unclean. You need to go check out Just a Word Prophecies, and you will see the prophecy and how we showed it as it was. All right. Found your channel a few days ago when John Truth used one of your videos in this video. Are you Jamaican? I hear the accent. Yeah, man. Born and grew at Jamaica. Yeah, man. Anyway. Microphone skipping in and out. Baruch, Azana in the highest heavens blessed is the King of Yasharal, whom cometh in the name of Adonai. Alright. Please be careful watching John Truth because he steals a lot of content from Yasharal and is reteaching it as his own. Gentiles should not be teaching this truth. Yeah, the Most High said he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Yasharal. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And our people do not know that. It is our people. You have to find who among our people the Most High is choosing to speak his word. Yeah? I was watching John Truth and he believes that we are the Israelites. I think he changed his view because before he was using white images. Alright. But he should not be teaching us. It is in error to learn from him. He should not be teaching us. It's our people who are leading our people. Yes? Yes. And Hadassah, when you went to Zion, how was the makeup in terms of nations, in terms of people? You saw white people there?
It was mixed.
Eh?
Every race was there.
Everyone was black?
Mixed.
Mixed.
It was mixed? Okay. Okay.
But she didn't enter. Those
Huh?
ones outside.
But they didn't enter.
No one.
Yeah, no.
No one entered. Boy. Boy. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And Tim says he will not tell you the full truth. Gentiles will never teach you the full truth. It's a fact. Now, is he teaching? This is what young adults in Yahusha UK. Is he teaching you that his nation is going to go into servitude to the children of Yasharal? That is the test of whether John Truth is speaking the full truth. Is he teaching that his nation, is he apologizing for what his nation has done to our people? These are the things that you need to ask yourself. Yeah? These are the things you need to ask yourself. All right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. As gonna leave it on a few more minutes. If there are any questions on YouTube, please put the questions quickly before we go. Well, let me see what's up. All right. All right, nothing else. So thank you for watching, and do have a great rest of the day, and shalom.
Shalom.